Oh, pre-notification gang. It's the resub Nay Dynamics. We can check it out, Gold Apples. Sure. Sure. Path of Exile had a big update today, huh? Have I seen the Wolverine vs. Darius slap fight? Is it the old one? Thanks to the resub Adino J. And the resub Dynamite. Hey, Scoots. Yeah, Crazy Hawaiian's great. Yeah, I'm down to check out the new Kento Bento. Not right away, though. I'll wait. Thanks for the gift sub Momentary Piss. No, South Beach Toe sucks. Thanks for the resub Poopy Toes. Thanks to the Prime GL Prune. You see PewDiePie's doing Darman videos now? Is he? No, I didn't see that. That's cute though. Hope he's enjoying them. Thanks to Tier 1 AC Camp. Nope, we caught up on Darman a few days ago. Thanks to the Prime Diff. How to get a greaser nickname? Sure. Thanks to Tier 1 She Love Icy. And the Prime Artiomos. And the gift sub TBR. And the 5 gift subs Careless Song. The resub Sway. Thank you, Careless. Have fun at work, Fret. And that's sweet. Thank you, Barrel. Markiplier starring in a TV show. Was that his big announcement? I didn't get a chance to check it out. What TV show? Thanks to resub Great McChicken. I've seen that, Dugan. Thanks to give some Tales of Andy. Will I do a subathon? I don't know, man. I don't know. If I did, I really wouldn't want to do it where I have to sleep on stream. That shit's just so fucking weird. Thanks for resub Trill, Angry Man Evan, and the Prime Gulver. Thanks for resub Kappa. And the Tier 1 Squidward Tort and resub Pony Mikey. Gotta have a playlist of your own videos to play while you sleep. Yeah. Just pad the stats on the channel. Just loop videos for 8 hours. On Justin TV, Angry Video Game Nerd used to do that. He had a 24/7 channel that was just constantly replaying all of his YouTube content. It was really smart. Thanks to Prime Caspar and the resub Jimmy, Spoticus, and the Bit Specific and Gerant. And the Tier 1 TTV Crusader. But I'm just not a fan of Bar Rescue Gerant. It's just too fake. And not in a fun way. I'm not sure if I saw that or not, Notion, but I really don't want to watch anime stuff. Animated stories are fine, sure. Hey, Euthius, thanks for the 5 gift subs, man. And thanks to the resub Conbaru and Fluster. Happy early birthday, Fluster. And thanks to the Tier 1 Potato Ass. What does that mean? Do you splinter? Is that a meme? Thanks to the Bits Lightbringer. And the Tier 1 Seizda and resub Milkin, New Era, and gift sub Tier 2 gift sub Magoo. Kitchen Nightmares, the Nino episode. Haven't we watched that? It sounds really familiar. Hey, Socks. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, man. And thanks to the gift sub Frog and resub Crizzle. Hope you had a good day, Socks. As Dogecoin continues to climb, my day gets worse. Thanks to resub Undead Moose. Thanks to Tier 1 Noble Heretic. Ah, I got you, Fluster. I misunderstood. Thanks to the resub Zappelli. I'm doing alright, Mimi. Thanks to the resub Mr. Monkman and Augustine. And the gift sub Dark Deoxys and resub Travis and W Dog. Nah, definitely not starting with Forged in Fire, but maybe later. John Cage 433. You just recommended a song on the piano? Thanks to the Prime Nova and resub Control Alt Hyper and Nat. Why'd you recommend this? Thanks to the gift sub Guard.
And now, a performance of John Cage's 433. Please welcome our soloist, William Marks.
Let's fucking go, William! Woo! Yeehaw! Hey, thanks for the 5 gift subs, New Era. Thank you, man. Appreciate the generosity. I hope you've been well. It's been a while. That's a little hardcore for stream, Notion. Can't watch fucking Cold Case Murders. Thanks to Tier 1 Superbad and the Prime Dainty. Oh, I know this. He sits in silence for 4 minutes and 33 seconds. I fucking remember this. Why did you recommend this? This is easily, like, the most boring video you could have recommended. I forgot that was John Cage. But I do remember that. Here's the Prime Purple Haze and the resub Miles and gift sub Guard. Nope, we've already caught up on Darman. There's no new Darman. Thanks to the Bits Uwe Bowl Guard and Yeetheist. And Alt. You could stop at 5 or 6 stores. Yeah, that's an old viral video. Man turns into animal at church. This is an hour and 30 minutes.
Come back here! What have you done to him? Come here! Come here!
Whoa!
Stop that! Stop
Jesus Christ!
Stop that! What have you done to him? Speak! Who are you?
The demon of acrobatics.
Huh? What have you done to him? Look here.
This is fucking wild.
You are who? The queen.
Well, I'm not watching an hour and 30... What the fuck?
Stand up. Stand up!
Jesus. Thanks to the gift sub, Rulig and the resub Divine Filth. And the bits guard. And add. I'm not gonna watch a whole movie, but no, I don't know what this is. Motherfuckers. I think I'll pass. Definitely don't really feel like watching a full movie. What do you mean the recent Berserk anime? Do you mean the 2016 Trainwreck Berserk anime? Thanks to resub Scooby. Please, really, don't donate to suggest things. Those are usually like the worst donations, and you don't have to donate to get a suggestion. You can just type it in the chat, like once. You don't have to donate for them. I feel really bad because a lot of them are fucking terrible, so we don't watch them, but you paid for it. It's just, it makes no sense. Just type it in the chat. It's a lot easier that way. Thanks to Tier 1 Darren. And the gift sub guard. Thanks to the bit sucks. If there's no blood in this one, I can watch it, but I usually can't watch Street Beefs. This? I can already tell you, probably not going to be able to. Thanks to Tier 1 OKM. It is a cool name to have, though. Baby Hulk. Thanks to Tier 1 Free the Roombas and the gift sub OHP Life. The bits Vortex and Pluff. So is that the Berserk anime you were talking about? That absolutely horrible one from 2016? Because that's really a shame if that's the one they're renewing. Doing alright, Hyper. Hope you had a good day, man. That's a shame. Oh well. We finished To Catch a Predator. As far as I know, there's no new ones. I'll check, but I'm pretty sure we've watched them all. Oh. Well now, hold on just a second. He's uploaded 6 new ones that we haven't seen. Alright, hold on a second. I'm gonna keep that queued. Thanks to Tier 1 Wittiest Crayon and resub Kindle. The resub Yeti Monk. I really don't like Judge Rinder. I've seen it. Thanks to resub Sabernatha.
How you guys doing? Madman is here. Alright. So,
Ooh.
let's get started on tonight's topic, shall we?
This does look pretty cool. Thanks to gift sub Kayla. God, he's like right out of The Outsiders. Holy shit. I'm pretty sure this is satire, though. Which is a shame. No good greasers anymore.
So, I've been hearing this question quite often. And I heard it a lot during the live stream. And I've seen it quite...
Maybe this isn't satire.
I've decided I'm going to put out a little video and cover it, okay?
Thanks to Resub, how old are you?
I keep
Or
getting
how
asked
dare
the
you?
question, how does one get a greaser nickname?
No idea, dare you.
know, they're like, I get people asking me, oh, how can I come up with a greaser nickname? Or what kind of nickname should I use? What should I call myself? I'm going to give you guys the cold hard truth about this.
What's his greaser nickname? Cryptic Art?
Me and pretty much everybody else I know. The thing is this, cats. You don't come up with a greaser nickname. A greaser nickname is given to you.
Agreed. That's enough. Thanks to Prime Casa. He's just too fucking cool. He's on a different wavelength than me. Thanks to 2 gift subs, Butter. Did you know James Charles is being investigated by Hansen? You know Hansen's investigations don't do jack shit anymore? Literally useless. Unfortunately. Love old Chris Hansen, though. New Chris Hansen, I think, is not very good. He's a tier 1 lone wolf in the resub Dale. Love to be proven wrong. Maybe for once in the last like 5 or 6 years, he can actually do something with his investigation that turns into something. He investigated Onision too, and look what happened there. Thanks to resub Giant. I'm gonna save this actually. Thanks to resub that guy you know, and not Tyler in the Prime 6-path Sage. I don't have any strong opinions on The Last of Us remake. I know some people are fucking melting down about it, but I don't really mind. Doesn't really matter. It's fine by me. I'm sorry to hear that, James Piss Baby. It'll get easier though. Can I watch Aimer Yore no Kuni? Are you really recommending just straight anime trailers? I'm gonna look that up, and if that's an anime trailer, I'm gonna be so goddamn disappointed in you. I'm extremely disappointed. Thanks for the 10 gift subs, Lone Wolf. Appreciate it, man. And the resub, Always the Hair, and Papa Watsky. I don't know why people keep recommending just like general, like anime or something like that, or like a video game Let's Play. Like, what in the history of us watching shit makes you think that's what we want to see? We want to see that weird shit, like a bad plumber, or Bob Hickman, who thinks God makes him touch his wiener, stuff like that. It did, Mandoik. That's how they all come. Watch Gangnam Style. I'm assuming that's a joke, but thank you for the 20, Commander. Glacier View 4th of July car launch. This. Now we're fucking cooking, baby! Now here's a good old red-blooded American pastime. With every tumble, I feel a new sense of patriotism. Thanks to thanks to the tier 1 cosplay and the tier 1 bits. You guys are so fucking sweet. Thank you, cosplay. Thanks to the gift sub Tempest and the 5 gift subs Drum Major. And the resub Kareen.
Yeah. Okay, Team Cheesehead Rally. This is just the name of the page because I'm from Wisconsin. Cheesehead, Green Bay Packers.
Makes sense, makes sense.
That's where I'm from. Stevens Point, Wisconsin, the Point Brewery. This is
All right.
an old washing machine. This is
Oh.
the front of a washing machine. A side. I cut it off and put it on the
Thanks to
other
resub
side.
SSBM Frosty. Ice Cold Pork and the Prime Xeon. It's coming along great, Rip. And I'm not sure if I have or not, Danny. American Gun Dogs. Yes, sir. Whatever that means. But it's got America and gun in the URL. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Woo! That's a song to pound your sister's cheeks to, am I right? Let's fucking feel it. Hey, thanks for the 5 gift subs, how dare you? And the 5 gift subs, Atheist. The resub, Bland Cashew. Thank you for the generosity. That's super sweet, Grim. Wishing you the best with that. I've already watched Joey's World Tour. Food stuff's dangerous because chat gets really mean to them in their own comment section, so I don't do it a whole lot. Thanks to the bits fluster. Ghost trashing kitchen? Sure. Do that next, if I remember. Oh, wow, I thought they were just jumping off. I was gonna say, that's hardcore. Yeah! Wow. Man, this place is fucking poppin'. Hooey! This is in Alaska? I didn't know there were so many, like, rednecks in Alaska. Oh my god, it's the Grinch. The Grinch who stole Toyotathon. Thanks to the resub Lives Matter. Oh, what a start. There we go. Yeah. I bet there's actually people driving those cars. They just hate living in Alaska and they said, fuck it, this is the way I want to go out. Yeah. Wow, fuck yeah, USA. Thanks to the bits, Pokey and Fluster and the Prime QDP. Ooh, good tumble. Right at the spectators. Let's get something wild. Let's get like a monster truck over here. This is one of the most American things I've seen in a while. The only thing we need is like Budweiser spraying out. Next we'll see your dad in one of the cars. Yeah, my dad just takes it off, jumps out and parachutes like it's GTA. Yeah. That really is, like, extremely dangerous because a tire could easily fly off and kill somebody spectating. I love it. It's not America without a little risk, am I right? Yeah! Woo! Yeehaw! Oh, God! Rapid fire! Oh, it's the Grinch! Thanks to Tier 1 Call Me Gone and the Prime Galax and resub Combeans. Oh, wow! They engaged the fucking NOS turbo mode. That was a really good one right there. That was a good launch. Is the Prime Valian? Oh, boo! Pathetic. Just kind of dribbled out there. Didn't even really get any air. Thanks to resub Etko. Yeah, I know cheese rolling. How many cars do they do? Oh, we're almost done. Not many. Whoa, baby! Holy shit! Now we're cooking. I'm not sure what they had on the back of that. It's like a... I don't know, some kind of alien fleshlight or something? I don't know what the fuck that is. But the limo was really feeling it. Oh, I know that, Yasin. I actually remember that. American heroes! Let's go! Whee! God, it's like Mount Rushmore for rednecks. Now we're cooking. I love that shit. I remember back in 2016, I went to something not like this, but I went to a Volkswagen fan meetup just for the sake of going. And it was like a date. There was like a girl I was seeing at the time, and I was like, let's go to this Volkswagen fan meetup. And we went. And just a lot of really passionate people talking about Volkswagens. Like, it's some wholesome shit. They even had their own live performance who was a rapper country artist. So, like a pioneer before Lil Nas really revolutionized it. I can't remember his name, but he had some bangers that he was really busting out. Those vocal cords were powered by 30 years of cigarettes and alcohol abuse, and he was crushing it. I'm trying to remember what his name was. Because it was good. I was singing that shit for weeks. If I remember it, I'll play it. But yeah, I love these things. Thanks to the resub Fisher, Taurusine, Catchy P, and the Prime Dylan. And the resub Lucid Nights. No, he was a really small artist. He was the local artist. He's not like a big name. But he was just a good old country boy. Pretty chunky. He was bald, but he had a nice 10-gallon hat. God, what the fuck were his songs? Maybe... What were they? It was like, hand on the wheel, hand on my hip. Fuck, what was it? Oh, this is gonna make me really upset. I had some of his songs saved on my old computer. And now it's really bothering me. CEO of Volkswagen. I mean, he loved his Volkswagens. Thanks to Tier 1 Radkos and the Tier 1 Slippy Jiggler. Fuck, hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna remember it. I think I'm on the verge of a brain blast. I'm not gonna look at chat, that's gonna throw me off. There's 0% chance anyone in the chat knows this guy. He had his songs on YouTube and they had like anywhere from 14 to 50 views. Fuck. I don't remember, man. It's gonna make me really upset. Thanks to the resub Kakazi. God damn it. Takayan want a boyfriend. Is this just the song? Thanks to the resub SCG. The Fairly Odd Parents theme. Brad Phantom and resub Resley.
死にますじゃあてめえの彼氏自慢なんていらないよさりげなくこそというのが嫌いよ例えば他のカップルの彼氏見て私のテレビ習って聞いてない
I'm not sure why you recommended that, but I don't know what he's saying. There were no subtitles. I haven't watched enough anime to just pick up on it in the wild. Thanks to Tier 1 Friston. It was not Danny Goodbye, but that is a classic. Brett Eldridge. No, what? This is a big artist. He was find it. Hold on. I can find him if I go on Facebook, I bet. Give me 1 second. Alright. I'm sure I still have the search from it years ago. I just need to scroll back far enough. Facebook saves everything, so I just need to go back to 2016. We'll get there. I do like Scam Baiter. I don't know if I'd like to watch it tonight, though. What? They only go back to 2017? What? God damn it. Thanks to Tier 1 Gay Joey. That's so upsetting. Fuck. Alright. Well, there that goes. Thanks to Resub Flight. It's not them, Colt. It was one guy. It was one guy who was rapping to country music at a Volkswagen fan meetup. You're not gonna know who he is. Thanks to the resub Poison Dart. Hey, I've actually seen that already, Anonymous. We watched that a while ago. Thanks to the resub Cyronica. Hold on. You know, maybe he's still performing at the Volkswagen fan meetups every month. Let me see. Alright, give me 1 second here. Where was it? I think it was here. I don't even know how I found this, if I'm being honest. It was a fucking Volkswagen fan meetup that I somehow knew about. I don't remember how. I just need to remember where it was. Hey, whoa! Thank you for the 20 gift subs again, Baker. Holy fuck, man. Thanks to the Tier 1 Trichel and the Prime Darko and Shave Your Teeth. Baker, thank you, man. Jesus Christ. That's what I'm trying, Bats. Yeah, I might not find it. It's alright. It'll turn up at some point, I'm sure. Thanks for some Gooby, Dingle Bingle, Rado Wolf, and the Prime Skeptic. And the bits of Darren. If you say so, Mandoik. That doesn't sound super good, but sure. This? Why do people keep recommending this now? I don't know what this is saying. It sounds good. It doesn't sound bad. This will give some deepest purple. BJCR Films. Fueled Up Meet Dallas. No, it wasn't a YouTube crew. The people there were literally in their 80s. They probably haven't even seen a moving picture. Thanks to Prime Butterstrex. They were all very old. Actually, hold on. Let me try one more thing. Since now we all seem on board with this quest. They met at a restaurant, like a really small local diner. They all just pulled up in their Volkswagens and trying to find that diner. Thanks to Prime Clay. Is that a fact, Rip? Yeah, Mimi. Each bit is a 1 cent. Yeah, I think this is just not gonna happen. We're not gonna find it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, this is 2015. Alright, worth a try. Thanks for gift sub, Wallabear. Yep, Channel 5. I know it. Happy to see he's back. No, I haven't seen Odd Taxi. I haven't even heard of it till you brought it up. Favorite flavor of Doritos? Probably Cool Ranch, I guess. What is a bit? It's 1 penny. Oh yeah, Ghost Trashing Kitchen. He's a tier 1 Dum Dum. I'm assuming this is like a skit. Holy Lord, he's going nuts! It's the ghost of Gordon Ramsay. And he's had enough. He's the Prime Kui. What state was it? Florida Grim. Man, goddamn. The ghost did not like this kitchen at all. Golly! My oh my, what in tarnate? Now come on now! Is this a washing machine? Oh gee, whoa. Nothing is safe. Oh, no thank you. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, Schmoop. I appreciate that, Wallabear. Thank you, man. What's your opinion on Dogecoin? I'm just fucking sad I'm not in it. I was just waiting for it to go down to like 3 cents again, 2 or 3 cents, but it never did. So I just got fucked. Hopefully it'll crash and I can get in. But the good news is I got in on VeChain at 6 cents and that's up to 25 cents. So that's fucking pumping ass out there. That shit is going hard. I've literally quadrupled what I put into that. Yeah, ghosts are just a bunch of fucking nerds. They're just not very powerful. Super great friend Silent Neil. This. I do love Neil Breen. Thanks to the Prime Death Spawn. So what is this? It's just taking a great movie and making it worse. It's like a, what is it, like a Neil Breen AMV? E&A Temptation Stairway? This?
Hey, Ina! Check out this neat trick! Look, there are already some people here.
Let's read some Jabberwocky.
Luckily, not many more will be showing up. I want to go home! I don't like this party.
This is pretty wacky.
You know, it smells like I'll finally be able to
Thanks
make
to Prime Matt.
wish. Come on, Anna. Jenna. Come on, don't ruin my moment.
Very abstract. Rough Chainsaw Man. No worries, man. Do I appreciate it, man. Hove Round promo video. This is 100% your video, huh? This isn't your video, unless you just uploaded the VHS tape. This is pretty fucking wild. What a find. He's fucking drifting it. Woo! Let's go. Oh god, fuck. Ruth is busting ass on these corners. This is pretty cool. Alright. Yeah, this is cool.
Well, thank you for choosing a hover-round, Ms. Robertson. If there's anything else we can do for you, please just give me a call. You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thanks to the resub queued.
Hi, I'm Brenda.
I know
I'm
both
a
of those
mobility
already, Wayne. We've
specialist
seen
here
them.
at Hover-Round. Thanks for requesting our information package and video. During the next few minutes, you'll learn all about our incredible hover-round mobility products and how one of them
Just show me a montage of old people
You know,
busting it.
I get calls every day from people whose lives have been dramatically changed by owning a hover-round. Some of them thought that they would never enjoy their freedom and independence again. But owning a hover-round, with the help of many owners, discover that they're free to go almost
Come
anywhere.
on. Oh
You've
yeah.
seen hover-rounds commercials featuring two of our most inspirational customers, Joy and Bernice. Now they've been able to go places in their hover-rounds that many people only dream about. They've discovered, as have thousands of
Whoa.
others, that with a hover-round, you truly are free to see the world. Just listen.
Now that I take my hover around, I
No.
go outdoors and I see the flowers and everything. It's just altogether different. You just kind of.
You could get the same effect with a skateboard, though, Joy.
Find in a room like this. I've always been active, and oh, this is wonderful. It really is.
It's very great because now I
Hey,
can go
Bernice.
into the mall and do my own shopping. I can go into the stores. When I go to the hospital for my treatment, I don't have to have somebody meet me at the door and push me. I just drive
Thanks, you some
myself right up
crocodile.
to the treatment thing. I have
Our primary reason
Here we
hover-rounds
go.
are better than any other
Thanks for
small
5 gift subs,
mobility
Sylvance.
chairs.
Thank you.
It's because they're designed to be better. Their groundbreaking design began with the vision of Hover-Round's inventor and our company president, Tom Cruise. His
Tom,
realization
Tom
that
Cruise?
power chairs just weren't meeting people's needs.
So he did this before Scientology?
For a reason, and the reason it's round is to be able to get
Wow.
around those hallways. It's not just mobile homes.
It's Les Grossman.
Retirement centers. It's most people's homes that they design their houses to be able to walk
Thanks to
and
be so
ambulate
busy.
around in them. They're not designed doorway widths, the space between the couch and the hutch or whatever to accommodate big chairs. We said, let's make a chair.
My parents had that same globe
that says
behind
our
him.
chair is
I
gonna
wonder if
be
Tom
able to
Cruise
go
stole it from
wherever
us.
people can walk.
Hover-Round has several models, each designed to fit specific needs, and each with an incredible
Thanks to the
array of
Prime,
design
Papa Crab-
features
Papa
so
Crab.
unique and innovative that
Thank you for the
Hover-Round
5
has
gift subs,
received
Asmodeus.
numerous
Thank you.
patents and awards for them.
Resub
Let
James.
me show you how all
Thank
of
you,
Hover-Round's
Asmodeus.
exceptional features combine to provide owners the safest, most compact, maneuverable, and portable power chairs in the world. Take a look.
Oh, he's coming in hot, baby!
Round shape combined
Woo!
with width allows it to easily navigate doorways, hallways, and
It does maneuver nice.
simply can't. Its round front allows it to take corners effortlessly, where other bulky
What about
stairs?
The MPV does it have like cool hydraulics where you just fucking like get a nice bounce going?
Space-age plastic with the color molded in. It can take lots of abuse and still look great, even after years of use.
Exit Tier 1 Bombardsky and the Tier 1 Game Player. Resub Merciless, Bamboo, and Chamber.
With a coat of paint. They just won't hold up like a hover-round.
Hover-rounds competition utilizes a
And Exit Tier 1 Mr. Hibiscus.
This positions the occupant's weight directly over the drive wheels and causes it tends to rock backward.
Stable four-wheel design is the most maneuverable anywhere. Essentially, the MPV.
You could make this more American though and put a small lawnmower blade on it.
Like this bathroom or this
that would be nuts.
Navigate. Others can't do this.
Well, the ladies' room in most places is the problem.
Or a gun holster? True, yeah.
Maneuver myself right around doors.
Well, fuck the holster. Why not just make like a turret mounted on it?
Have great access to almost any place that I want to go.
Dual direct
Thank you for the 5 gift subs, Janessa. Thank you, Janessa. And the resub Zed. And Kabibbles. Thank you, Janessa.
You need to pull a 2-ton van with your hover-round, but you could.
No fucking chance.
There when you need it.
No fucking chance. You're telling me the hover-round can tow a van?
Pull a 2-ton van with your hover-round, but you could.
No fucking way.
Power's there when you need it. For off-road travel on all kinds of terrain.
Do they still sell these? I'm gonna put that to the test. They do still sell them. Oh, they've upgraded the technology. I actually might grab one and put it to the test, see if I can tow Matt's truck.
Climbing a grade.
Exhibit Angel and Fluster.
All day without worrying about a recharge.
Oh yeah, we should, yeah. They should mod these. Neon.
Right-angle gear drive and
Exit Tier 2 gift sub. Minor Threat and the Prime Simply Flaps.
the inline motors that the hover-round batteries then would be.
Oh, that was cute. Well, at that point, it'd just be like a Segway cult. Thanks for the 3 Kaz. I know what Petscop is. I'm very familiar with Petscop. And thank you, Subpar. And the gift sub, Globster. Real witch scene. Extremely shocking video. This? Hey, really appreciate that, Heck. Thank you for the 25. Oh, yeah, I know Lost Tapes. We've seen, like, an episode or two. It's okay. Not a huge fan. Jesus Christ, it's La Llorona! Get out of there! Run! She can smell your fear! Well, don't be an asshole, don't taunt her. Meth 100%. No, that's dark arts right there. Oh, it's the Babadook! Or... well, I can't tell. It kinda looks like... Marilyn Manson. A little bit. If the quality was a little better, I could really pinpoint... but it's just too much JPEG here. Get out of the car, you pussy. Thanks, Risa Wolfblade. A little bit electronics. Thank you for the 5 gift subs, All American. Good to see you again. Hope you're having a good night. I don't know why they think this is a witch. She hasn't cast any spells. You crying isn't going to help the situation. Is that a broom? They gave him a broom? Now we know it's a witch. Now I see. Now I'm a believer. Ah! She's gonna summon zombies! You pissed her off? That was nuts. Exhausted goth reacts. That's very specific. Thanks for the resub, Josh. And the resub, not Alex and Scrambled Egg. I appreciate that. Thank you, Analog. I'm very optimistic about the American slapping scene. I've also been trying to get more actively involved with both Punchdown, which is the Polish slapping, which Vasily Komatsky's been competing in, and Slap Fight Champion, which is the American one. Trying to bridge the two so we get some like fucking crazy fights. Obviously the gift sub Tanks Meow and the Bits Pillow and Wittiest Crayon. And the resub Dirty Rat. And the resub Gravy Train. Yep, I saw the Particle Accelerator one. Have you watched Grandma Tracy? I don't remember. It does sound familiar. This? Oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute! Jesus fucking good lord! Holy shit, Tracy. She's nutty! Oh! What the fuck? Her bones have not aged a day. She's fighting osteoporosis one body wave at a time. God damn! She's just fucking schmoovin' out here. Oh! Alright, we might be getting a little too confident here. This is getting a little too... It might be a little too much. Tracy! Be careful! Nice work. Yeah. Oh, this is 4 minutes? Oh, she really goes in. Damn. I thought this was gonna be like one set. Oh, she's having fun. Nice. That was cute. Thanks to the bits Cheshire and Oyster. Yep. Watch Team Medieval Combat. Thanks to the resub Corgi and hello, Emperor Spartacus. Thanks to the resub Cobra Guy. I probably would like that TK, but not for just chatting night. I don't think so, username. That doesn't sound very fun. And thanks to the resub Haran Tipo. And the resub Chris Handsome. Hey, I love David Firth. I'm familiar with that. Thanks to tier 1 Miles and resub Christ on a pogo stick. I'm pretty sure we've seen that rocket. Scary Comp V17. What a horrible name. Thanks to 2 gift subs, Danny, but sure. Oh my fucking god. Alright, let's run it.
Veronica S. caught something
One of
really
these,
creepy on camera. Veronica writes, "We moved. My kid slept with me after. We are fine, and no longer record or pay attention to it."
What the fuck is that? Oh my god! Alright, I mean, that's a good point. Is that Grandma Tracy again? She's haunting this apartment just to bust some more moves?
But by far, the most chilling footage Veronica has captured is this following clip, in which a friend of hers tries to confront whatever this is.
Are you here?
Are you in the boys' room?
Hey.
Shut up, don't be serious.
This camera angle is disorienting. He's a tier 1 mayor, and the resub Mandoik and Kyle. Yeah, I got the vaccine last week.
Move that back towards that.
He's following him live.
Didn't follow him at all.
I'm not even moving it.
You finally moved? This door's stopped.
Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
So what do you think? Was this a ghost or
Yes.
something else?
Had to be. There's nothing
Regardless
else.
of what it might be, what matters most is that Veronica and her children are now safe. Hopefully, whatever this is didn't follow them.
But what if it did?
This is what I imagine would happen if AI technology ever went rogue.
Whoa! Luckily I had the camera nearby.
To contact the spirit of a deceased person is known as a seance. But I have a skill.
It's not his wife.
Want to try it?
Holy shit!
In an alternate reality, where Alexa becomes self-aware and exploits her fear of the unknown, this would happen.
No, I mean, what? No, what?
Mario
If
Lotto,
AI
the
became
owner of
self-aware,
the
I don't
store
think it'd be
Guadalajara,
doing
Mexico,
3 a.m.
and
scare
lately he's been
pranks.
capturing strange activity, from objects flying off the shelves to a power drill going off by itself.
Thanks for resub Turbo.
It's safe to say that Mario is scared out of his mind.
Oh God!
But
Timmy
all of this
Turner's
pales in comparison to the following
God,
footage.
Lord!
Late at night, when the store was closed, Mario captures something that is just downright disturbing.
What is it? Oh, just ripped ass. Oh God. Oh no! Oh my lord. The toy shop is haunted. Is it flushing a toilet? What are these noises? What am I looking for? Makes a tier 1 sage. These sound like Unity stock effects. Oh my... Holy shit! Why would it be in there? So there's a demon, but it just hangs out with stuffed big fucking cartoon characters?
There appears to be a devious-looking entity rising from the piñatas. But as if things couldn't get any more disturbing, the following happens during a live stream that Mario was hosting.
Who's the tier 1 Robert? And the tier 1 Mother Escobar?
Todo normal. Nadie me quiso acompañar.
Holy shit.
The same entity appears on camera, but this time observing Mario. Now,
Thanks,
it's
Resub
worth
Nickel
mentioning that
and
this might be
Quickster.
fake. A YouTuber by the name of Oxlack Investigador thinks that this might have been the mask that was used in the footage.
No,
which
it's
actually kinda
impossible.
looks like it. However, this isn't enough to prove this as fake. Others think that this might be some sort of cryptid instead of a ghost or a spirit.
Of course.
But as always, I'll let you decide what this is.
That isn't enough to prove that it's fake? As if you
Some
even
people
need to?
think that dolls are simply another vessel for entities to inhabit. That being said, could this be an example of such a case?
Yes.
Wanna play murder?
I've listened to this like 1,000 times, and I
Why?
keep hearing murder instead of later, which is what I think it's supposed to say. But what do you hear? Is it saying murder or later? Let me know.
I hear Yanni. This is scary. You can't
Reddit
disprove
user
any of
Alien
these.
Posted the following video and writes, authorities were contacted and sent to the office building since the alert went off that someone opened a door in the building. When they got there,
Thanks to
they
Prime
found
Sassman,
no one and nothing.
and Resub Dark, and
they checked the
Marcus.
surveillance and found this. You can see the blinds being pushed at first, and then the door slowly begins to open. Some spooky
Ooh,
stuff.
those sound good, I-Man. Thanks to Resub Dumb Toilet. It is always surprising that there are people that genuinely believe these things. But it's not harming anyone to believe these things, so it's not like I have a big problem with it.
According to Alien, this building used to be a hospital and is now an office
Thanks
space.
Prime Zine, Tiki,
Could this be a
Cone, and
patient who
Resub
passed
Davey,
away at
and
said
Candyman.
hospital, or is this something else? I swear, this is how my ghost looks at me when it's watching me make these videos.
Wow.
But yeah, this one's fake.
So why is that here? What?
Steph Chambers caught something pretty chilling on camera.
You've now discredited the whole video.
Okay, so this is what I happened to find on my security camera. If you keep watching on the road, you'll see a headless pedestrian.
What?
Not sure if it's a ghost, not sure what.
What?
It's just extremely crazy.
Did you not try and help
So I
them?
figured I'd share it with you guys. There it goes.
Oh,
Walking
good.
down the road.
It's nearly head. Oh no, no.
And this also isn't the only sighting.
Who? Fuck. Not the headless horseman, and not nearly headless
disappears.
Nick. Who's the other one?
And the camera's still rolling.
Son of a bitch.
And then disappears. And the camera's still rolling. Disappears. And the camera's still rolling.
That is exactly what it means that the footage was edited. And no, that is not how that works.
Truck pass. This is all, none of it's edited. This is all real footage.
Steph is clearly unsettled by this walking corpse, but I see nothing wrong with someone who just wanted to clear their head.
Okay.
There's so
Thanks
many
to Prime
stories of
Art
glitches in
and
the
the Tier 1
Matrix,
Skeletor,
which, if you don't
Risa
know,
Mahalia.
is stuff that just doesn't make any sense. But never have I seen footage of such glitches until now. Check it out.
Watch this.
Wait, Frank went through it.
Thanks to Tier 1 Mac and Chasey.
Watch.
Thank you for the 5 gift subs, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler.
What the hell?
That's Frank, dude.
I know, or it's somebody with Frank's.
So Frank is a sorcerer. What up?
Okay.
What are you gonna do about it, pussy?
Go get a wooden stake. Go right to
I'm
the heart.
recording.
Did you see that? This is the door. This is just like it's actually a door, but it's locked. Okay, you can't walk through it.
That's an open door. No, it's not. No, it's not an open door.
This might be a glitch, but not necessarily one in reality. The camera may have glitched for a bit, and that's all. But if this were actually a glitch in the Matrix, I'd be scared. Because who's to say that at any moment you can glitch out of existence?
I mean, yeah, it probably just activated no clip, really.
Facebook user JC Duke posted
Thanks to
the
Prime
following
Ray and
picture
Blind.
and writes, "This pic was taken at a river 10 years ago. It's definitely not fake.
Well, now I
can
have to
assure
believe
you.
it.
Not a soul was there when the pic was taken. I think it looks like a woman holding a baby. It has always fascinated me."
That is fascinating.
How creepy.
Yes, I agree.
Here's
Thanks to
footage
Prime
of what appears to
Adam.
be a well that was found underneath a home. You know, actually, I think I've seen this before. If you know, you know.
What?
You
That-
know, actually,
that's the whole
I
thing?
think I've seen this before. If you know, you know.
That's okay. I know
Mary
that's the
McClary
ring,
heard
but
a noise coming from his basement
that's the whole
and
thing?
captured this.
Thanks, Resub Noodle. Thanks to Tier 1 Young Snow. Hello? Well, now you've interrupted them. They're trying to fix your fucking door.
Oh my god!
Now, obviously this is fake, but I won't lie, this actually scared me.
Why?
If only the stairs part wasn't too over the top, this would have been way more creepy. If it were real, it would have sounded like this.
What the?
Again, I could be wrong. This could be fake, but then again, most viewers seem to think otherwise. If anything, this one sounds a lot more real than the first one.
Thanks
But
to Resub
regardless,
Heisenberg
both
and
videos are
Brolaire.
still pretty creepy.
That was
Thanks
pretty
for
scary.
watching, and I hope you enjoyed.
I do love that shit, I'm not gonna lie. What are these channels gonna do when they run out of bad haunted footage? That's gonna be so sad. They're gonna have to start faking their own shit. Thanks to the Prime Solid Snapes and Techniquina. And resub, I'm G. Hey, Polar. Yeah, we did that already, Saga. I'm pretty sure. Whew. Alright. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a little tinkle and fill up this water, so I'll be back in just a sec. Hey, well, thank you, Kyle. I appreciate it, man. And thanks to resub Philly. Oh, I'm back. Thanks, resub Hand Anson and the Prime Schwippy. Resub Philly. Cooking with Mary Jane meatballs. This big bad sports daddy. This is this what, like porn or something?
You're watching Cooking with Mary Jane on Big Bad Sports Daddy. You've come and watched us before.
Okay.
They bratwurst last time with the Guinness mustard glaze for our little tailgate party.
Thanks for 5 gift subs, Syaxis and the Prime Mike.
Quesadilla. Today we're going to be doing a three-way meatball party. Three-way always sounds like a good time, right? Well, we're doing the meatballs 3 different ways. First is going to be the classic, what you're used to at home. Onion, bell pepper, whatever you typically use in like a spaghetti type meatball. Today I went ahead.
But what is the Big Daddy Sports Hub recipe?
1 garlic clove. You want to do about a
1 full titty
cup
flash.
of onion, depending on what you like. Like I always say, do what you do. You want to do about a 1/4 cup of green pepper, and I did about 2 or 3 tablespoons of a diced
Thanks,
sun-dried
resub
tomato.
Lemon.
You can find those packed in oil or dry. I picked the dry this
Thanks
time.
for 2 gift subs,
We usually have a
Phantom.
little bit more flavor in dried items. So we're just going to let all that go. This is about 1 pound of ground beef. So we're going to make some really yummy meatballs here. This is the way my mom made them when I was a kid. Now we are going to do all of this in the oven. It's a little different for most people. I'm adding about a tablespoon of salt, and my
Is this even
favorite
shitty cooking or is it just like a
basil
weird
and oregano.
series?
You really can't go without these when it comes to Italian cooking, meatballs.
Here's the Prime
You know,
Atomic and
depending on what you
Resub
like, put what you
Fiv.
like. I do about 2 tablespoons.
Hey, I see Big Daddy Sports Shadow.
A pound. So
That's a
you know,
huge
whatever
camera.
you feel comfortable with, however much
Jesus Christ.
oregano or basil you prefer. Basil's all. These are the moments I wish I had an assistant on the show, so I can get somebody to open this bag for me. God.
Why don't you ask the guy with the fucking
Luckily,
bazooka
I have a big,
camera?
strong man watching football in the next room. We gotta
If I
open
can
this.
open this without any trouble.
I swear. It's
Woohoo!
right now. I swear. Awesome.
Get the fuck out of here, you're ruining the
Thank
cooking.
you. See, men are always willing to help out when you're feeding them, right? So call your buddies in the kitchen, have them help you out. It's no fair for them to be lazy asses drinking beer and watching the game and you're missing out. So
Just boys in the sports, am I right, Mary?
make them help you out. Now, when it comes to meatballs, really, they're like small meatloafs. I know a lot of people hate meatloaf. They don't want to hear the word. They don't want to hear that meatballs are like meatloaf, but I'm sorry they are.
Thanks for the bits, Aaron. And thank you for
Basically, the only thing
2,800
that's
bits,
gonna
Jack.
keep your meatballs together is a little bit of egg and a little bit of breadcrumb.
Hey, you have nothing to apologize for, Jack. I hope it gets better.
These
And good luck.
will keep all of your lovely ingredients from falling apart from one another. Now I'm using here, these are called live breadcrumbs.
Can we get this guy out of the shot, please? He's ruining my
I
immersion.
baked them off first. I didn't bake the bread first. I just went ahead and took some regular bread, any kind of bread you have around the house will work, threw it in a food processor.
Well, this is a horrible angle, too.
When it looks like
It's not even good.
It's breadcrumbs. Here's a fun part, getting all dirty. I'm a dirty girl. I like it. I play in the mud. I don't care. I've been on 4 wheelers. I'm not scared.
Oh, okay, Mary. All right.
Just get all dirty in here.
I can't, hey,
You don't wanna
the fucking camera guy's gonna
overwork it too much,
blow a
it
load.
will make
Calm
the
down.
meatballs a little tougher. So once all of the meat kind of sticks to itself, you don't have too many pieces breaking off, you're just about done there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start making some bowls. Might as well, right? I don't know how big you like your bowls. I like mine about medium size.
Alright.
Do it big, right?
Twitch
Same
chat's
here,
out.
Big balls, whatever you want to say. I don't care. We're just gonna get these guys on the pan here. I have my oven preheating. It's sitting at
Thanks for the
right
tier 2 gift
about
sub, Cone.
400
And the
degrees.
resub, Joe June.
Everybody's oven's a little different, so you never know. You wanna judge it.
All good, Grim.
By well, knowing your oven. So
They look good.
we're gonna be doing 2 other types of meatballs today. Some kind of funky stuff, maybe nothing you're used to, but who says
Is this
it's
even
not?
shitty cooking? Why did you recommend this? This is just
My
very
person
odd.
likes to try new things all the time. So I'm gonna
Have
be
you
doing
tried
also
gaming?
today a Greek meatball. I know y'all are thinking, what the hell is a Greek meatball?
What the
Well,
fuck am I
I'll
looking
show
at?
you. Something I came up
What
with
was
on
that?
my own, and it's a pretty tasty little deal. I haven't had any complaints out of it ever, and I'm sure your guy friends aren't going to complain, especially because your lazy ass is cooking. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my ingredients that I have handy sitting over here for our Greek meatballs. Now, I'm going to be using an ingredient that some of you may not know. However, super easy to find. Go to your grocery store.
What is it?
They
Hit me.
have
I bet I know
If
it.
you don't have it there, you can substitute just olives. It's not a big
Oh.
deal. If you like black olives, use those. You like green, use those. You want to use a mix, do whatever the fuck, I don't care. It all turns about
Alright,
the
I guess.
same. This is actually called tapenade.
Well,
and it's a
let's see how they turn
Greek,
out. This isn't very good.
Mediterranean type spread of olives. If you've ever Oh, just those 2, huh? Whatever's available, eh?
Those 2.
Perfecto.
Awesome, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Come back.
What is this show?
So yes. So there she is.
I'm gonna look up the website real quick. What is it? Big Bad Sports Daddy. Let me see what this is. Big Bad Sports Daddy. Yeah, the website's not up anymore. I have no fucking clue what this was supposed to be. Well, alright. Well, that was weird. What about the channel? A biker dances at the boxcar? I have to mute it, unfortunately, but we can just appreciate the moves. So it's just a website for all things Southern? I mean, the title doesn't lie. A biker is dancing at the boxcar. Fuck, this is wild. This is pretty much what the place I went to the Volkswagen meetup looked like. This is pretty much that exact restaurant. And the exact people at the Volkswagen meetup. What's the most popular big bad sports daddy oh, I can already take a guess. Thanks to Tier 1 Corrupted Chaos. And the resub Shaolin Knights. And the bits Can You Dig It? And Yerky and Kyle. Top 15 videos you can only watch if you're courageous. What a horrible title. Alright, let's see if I'm courageous. Hold on one second. Okay.
Enter in. The next time you fall asleep on the couch, we hope you don't wake up to this. ABC News reported this incident in October of 2016, writing, a pair of suspects were caught on a home security system entering into a Florida home while residents, including a child, were asleep in the room. According to further reports, the kids captured on video sleeping on the couches were the homeowner's grandchildren, completely oblivious to the intruder creeping around them, looking for valuables. The two individuals
that is
remained
very
asleep during
courageous.
the entire incident. You can see that the individual was not alone. Beyond the doorway, there's a second man.
Yeah, this is the foot
None
lettuce
of the
guy.
Individuals present were harmed during the incident, and the homeowner has since installed new locks on the doors. Whether the suspects were caught in
Thanks,
this
resub
case
and
is
Distus.
unknown. Number 14, Peeping Ghost. When taste testing food in the kitchen, don't forget to...
Alright, I can't listen to this. I think that is the worst put on voice in all of the internet. Chill's voice is truly unlistenable to anyone over the age of like 14. It's awful. I can't take it. That's not how he actually talks. He just puts on the voice. No, it's literally not how he talks. He does it as the act. It's horrible. Thanks to the resub banana milkshakes. No, nothing too new to report over there, Ross. Thanks to the resub. Mushugana. Knocking on strangers' door, then paying their rent too. I mean, that sounds wholesome, but it's not really what we're looking for. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Also, a lot of those are fake. Hopefully that one's not, but yeah, a lot of that shit is fake. Doing alright, Elite. Hope you're doing well. I know that story, Tony. I cannot watch that on stream. They actually, the chimp ripped apart someone, right? If I remember correctly. Watch It's Not Over, non-Disney multi-crossover. It sounds awful, but okay. Are you really just recommending, like, a Disney montage? Even worse, it's a Disney AMV? What? Why? I can't even listen to the music. It's using fucking 3 Doors Down or Nickelback or something. Holy shit. That is baffling. He's a tier 1 Jupalock in the resub. Do Goddamn Bird, Jetpack Jesus, and Prime Pixel Master, and gift sub John. One sec. And thanks to the resub, Ziatic, Prime Dude Boy, and gift sub Afterglow. 5 scary videos, and 99% of people can't watch. I hate these fucking titles. Jesus, these sound terrible. Do you guys actually watch this shit? And it's chills again. And it's fucking chills again.
Our video so scary. I think 99% of the people can't handle what you're about to watch. Number 5. There's a paranormal explorer named Ihab Kazmea who isn't afraid to go to some of the most haunted places across his home country of Jordan.
Oof.
He's been at it for over a year now, but if he keeps angering spirits at this rate, ones who are already angry enough to begin with, mind you, then I have a feeling he might not be doing this for much longer.
Why do people recommend this garbage? My god. She does Wicked, but she's been on a vacation. Thanks to resub Saren. You're really into Jinkum, huh? Dark 5 channel. Thanks to tier 1 Yerky. What's the most popular video here? 5 mysterious photos from... Oh my fucking god. Well. Okay, let's run it. There's the Prime Skitty. Can't click link, sister. Oh, thanks to the resub land grab. That sucks. I already don't like this. Thanks to the resub Toucan Sam. I don't know why people keep recommending these. Time lapse of the future. Didn't we do that? Oh, no, it's another Melody Sheep. Okay. Not tonight, but a different night. Thanks to the resub Javange. Yeah, well, I'm excited now. Let's finish catching up on To Catch a Predator, though, before I forget. So we're here. Supreme Predator. So this is the Alpha Supreme of... It'd be such a waste if they just threw it away or something. Maybe after Dank. And hello, Yerk.
We could fool around and touch each other.
I was hoping for a little more out of that. We've already seen Lorne. Dark Hero 73. Whoa, wait, this guy's... Wait, he's censored. That's a first.
This 30-year-old man, screen name Dark Hero, showed up expecting a date with a 13-year-old.
This is actually a first. Why is he censored?
Has a history of mental illness with possible suicidal tendencies. So we've disguised his identity, but included him in our report to illustrate how there's no telling what kind of unstable character might show up for a meeting with a minor. Listen as we read a little of what he said online to her just hours earlier.
I want to be your master so badly.
I've only been with one guy.
That's okay. I'll tell you exactly what to do. You'll be fine. Are you going to pose nude for me, sweetheart?
Maybe if you're really good.
Good voice acting. Really sold the performance.
Okay, where the light is? Yeah. Okay.
But instead of meeting his fantasy girl, I walk in.
You thought it was a good idea to come visit a 13-year-old girl for what reason?
Just to hang out. Just a lonely guy, you know? I don't mean anybody any harm.
I bet if they took the censor bar off his face, it's the same guy from the last one. That was verbatim what he said.
What kind of man seduces a minor and then shows up in person?
Thanks to the Prime Abor.
FBI profiler Lanning says
There's nothing I can do about the video being quiet, it's maxed.
Once these fantasies become fueled by the discussions with the child, then in a sense the hook is in. This individual then is committed to this and then is drawn to try to turn these fantasies that they've spent so much time into a reality.
But when 30-year-old Dark Hero learns
thanks,
he was
Pandora.
going to be part of our report, he tries a different approach. Remember, we've disguised him because of his history of mental illness and possible suicidal tendencies.
I'm ashamed. I'm sorry.
Thank you for the 10 gift subs, Robert.
I didn't mean anybody any harm.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it,
Then
man.
he reveals something that, after investigation,
Really appreciate the
appears
generosity,
to be
Robert.
true.
I'm a schizophrenic man. I'm supposed to see my doctor today.
All right, perhaps you should go see him.
I'm just getting my life in order. You're gonna ruin my life.
You're the one who made the decision to come here.
Oh.
But I didn't know I was gonna wind up on television.
What would you have done with a 13-year-old girl?
I probably just would have said hello and how you doing, and maybe we would have taken a ride in the car, and that's it.
You were gonna take her for a ride in the car?
Maybe. I just got out of a mental institution a few months ago. I'm just a guy looking for a girlfriend. That's it. You're gonna take a guy who's looking for a girlfriend and put him on TV and say, "Oh, here's a pedophile." That's what you're gonna do, right? Because I
Well.
came to meet a 13-year-old, even though I didn't do anything. I think that's ridiculous. I think your story is a piece of shit.
It turns
Well,
out
no.
Dark Hero has a long history of mental illness.
Thank you for 5 gift subs, Blaziken, and the tier 1 legend.
In fact, his
Thank you,
former
Blaziken.
girlfriend was granted an order of protection against him, an order which he violated. He later pleaded guilty to second-degree harassment and criminal contempt. Yet here he is, able to chat online, make a date, and show up for a possible sexual encounter with a 13-year-old. This man, who told us he was schizophrenic, was admitted to a psychiatric hospital.
Oh, and they still ended up showing him anyway.
Dark Hero 73. Looking back.
I won't let that one ride just in case. The 35-year-old... This guy's 35?
This next man heading into the house just made a stop at a gas station down the road. As you can see from this security
There's a
camera
tier 1
video, he
Lycaon.
bought condoms before coming over to
And the
meet a
resub
girl he thinks is a
hyperventilating.
13-year-old virgin.
Come on in. I'm just finishing getting ready.
You didn't have to take a shower.
Well, I mean, yeah, he didn't.
He's 37-year-old William Rowell, a service tech for coin-operated machines. Also known as Baron Wolfsfur, he's talking to a decoy named Sassy Little Lady. He
Thank you,
tells
some
the
solo
girl,
Terran.
"You know that I really want to make love to you, but I want to hold you close to me."
Oh, that's
the decoy says,
romantic.
"I want that too." Later, using a different screen name, Wolf Knight 30, he tells the decoy he's worried because of the Dateline shows of late.
Uh-oh.
The decoy, responding like a 13-year-old, says, "What's Dateline?" She pretends not to know about the show to see if a man apparently aware of our investigation would still take the risk and show up. He explains to
always
her
do.
It's a show on NBC. They have been doing a
It's
lot
like a
of shows
promo.
about internet predators, but that isn't
Thanks for the
enough
5 gift
to
subs,
scare
Fred.
him
Hope
away.
work was good. Thanks for the Prime, Sarah.
Come on in. Maybe just like 5 minutes to get ready. There's sweet tea if you want it. You don't have to drink it if you don't want to.
What, I can't go to your room with you?
Well, that ruined the surprise.
Oh, dag, nabbit!
Actually, I'd rather for you to come. Oh, sir.
Uh-oh.
Sir?
He's hauling, Chris. He's fucking booking it.
I don't get the chance to speak.
You'll never catch him now.
Todd West, the first man in the door, but the team from the Harris County Sheriff's Office will.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Hands behind your back.
But Baron Wolfsford talks at length with Chief Rhett Wade and investigator Tony Knotts.
Who are you here to meet tonight?
Thanks to Prime Natty.
Brooke. How old is Brooke? Brooke said she was 13. Okay. Was my intention to have sex with her? No.
Did you stop down here at the Chevron gas station and purchase condoms?
Yes. Right, but my intentions were because she asked me to bring condoms. I had the condoms just in case, but my intentions were not to have sex.
You only buy condoms for one thing.
To have sex, I know.
He was delivering them like
Being a pedophile.
like
He's
mail.
not being charged as a pedophile. That would be sex with a much younger child. Instead, he'll face criminal attempt to commit child molestation.
I think you think me and Corporal Knotts here are acting like you'd come down here and try to have sex with someone who's not consenting, and that's not what we're talking about at all. We know good and well you wouldn't have forced yourself on Brooke.
My intentions were not to have sex, but if the opportunity was there, then yeah.
Pink
but
morning
my
cartoon?
intentions were
Maybe.
not to go that route. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason I'm feel like I'm being tricked.
After the interview, Rowell is taken to the Harris County Jail.
Well, that was
The
quick.
undercover operation in Fortson, Georgia is over, and the last of the suspects caught in our sting are appearing before a local judge.
I'm not here to determine if you're guilty or innocent.
That was July
Thanks to
2006.
Prime work.
A few months later, only two suspects remained in jail unable to make bond, George Cleary and William Rowell.
I don't know the other guy.
Just about all the men who showed up at our sting house said they weren't going to do anything illegal.
Hello.
Hey, is this Bill?
This is the only one that it can be.
Hey, that was cute.
Nothing, just chatting and watching wrestling.
Cool.
Cool. We can just sit and swim and watch movies.
Cool.
And cuddle, and that's it.
Oh.
The only intention that I plan on happening, because they actually did. Dateline actually tries to set people up like that. So
Thanks for
that's the
resubside.
reason why I'm very wary about meeting. You know what I'm saying? Because someone actually tried that before with me, and it turns out that
Really?
yeah, but it turns out it was an undercover.
Oh, he's elusive. Very elusive.
No.
I mean, look at that speed. The last law enforcement officer just probably couldn't catch him.
Yeah.
Because I talk online just to talk to people. Yes, I am looking for a relationship, but
Thanks to the resub, Nikki.
when it happens, it happens. If it does, then I'll be happy. But until then, I'm just out there being me. But,
Whoa,
yeah.
whoa now, whoa. Getting a little too wild and wacky there. Hold on a minute. The Apple Pie Predator. Is that Joe Pesci? Hey, what do you keep your 13-year-olds, eh?
What's that? I'm an apple pie. Some whipped cream.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I don't know what that was. Computer just like had some kind of wild episode there. Thanks to 2 gift subs, Butter. And the resub, Ungodly. And resub, Wookie. And the Prime, Dank Oliver, and resub, Wraith. The resub, Corals. And the bits, Koshi. I need to rewind it a bit because that distracted me. Thank you for the 5 gift subs, Syaxis, and the Prime, Galagor. Did I know that Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm are getting a remaster? Did not know that. Thanks to Tier 1, Nina. And the Prime, Meow. Alright, run it.
What's that? I'm going to an apple pie.
No.
Some whipped cream. Huh? Yep.
This seems really old. Like from the 80s.
So we have quite the shopping bag full of stuff there, huh?
How's it going?
Good. Why don't you have a seat right on that stool there?
Okay.
What's happening?
Not a whole lot.
What are you here for?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
I guess it actually looks a lot like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems.
No. I had some lady that told me she'd like for me to come over.
A lady?
Yeah.
And what was her name?
She was 22, and I don't remember what her name was.
22.
She said her name was 22. I mean, she said she was 22.
She said her name was 22?
No, she said she was 22.
She said she was 22.
Yeah.
She said that.
Thanks to resub abbreviation.
Yeah.
Now, what did you bring here? Why don't you show me what's in
I
there?
brought an apple pie.
Well, let me see.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, she said that she was 22.
Let me see. Yeah, let me take a peek. That's a good apple pie.
Adriana.
Adriana?
Huh?
He might be telling the truth.
I brought some corn. I brought some cream.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Body Farm. Thanks to Tier 1, Koshi.
Brought some other stuff.
What?
I got some contraceptives.
Contraceptive.
And some rolls.
What are the rolling? So you've got whipped cream, apple pie, Heineken.
It's a fucking full party.
Some lubricant and some contraception.
Yeah, she told me her name was Adriana and she was 22. And she asked me if I'd like to come over.
22.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
My name is Jerry.
Jerry? Jerry,
Thanks to resub Iron and Twisted.
and where do you live?
I don't know,
I
Elmer.
live in Long Beach.
Long Beach. Right. Now, you chatted for some time on the internet with this other person.
Yeah.
And so you know that she's not 22.
Thanks to gift sub Diego.
No, she told me she was 22. See, it started out, I was talking to some other person, and then the other person quit talking to me, and then one night when I was on the internet, she started chatting with me, and she said she was this person's aunt. And I said, okay. And so I started talking to her. And she just thought I was nice, I thought she was nice, so she asked me to go over.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
How did you get the address for
She
this
gave
woman?
it to me.
This woman named
Adriana.
Thanks to 5 gift subs, hyperventilating.
And what about Amy?
Thank you.
I think Amy's her niece or something.
Yeah.
Adriana's supposed to be the aunt.
Green Day Chick. That's Amy.
That's supposed to be, well, she told me that's her aunt's screen name.
He's really going for it. Okay.
Now, you know, I had
Interesting technique.
the entire conversation.
That's fine. But I thought I was talking to Adriana.
Cool. Do you like older guys? I'm 35. Well, I'm 13. Oh my God. Laugh out loud. I'm sorry. I thought you was older. I'm sure you don't want a guy my age. Laugh out loud.
Right.
Or cute. No, I don't know.
That's when I first talked to the niece.
Thanks to the Tier 1 stand and the resub boss boy. Chris, can we get Adriana's chat logs?
She said the lady I talked to said it was her aunt.
If you don't want to say, it's okay. But I know since you're only 13, are you experienced? Are you experienced with bowling?
When I said 13, I meant 22. I confuse the numbers all the time.
I hope we become boyfriend and girlfriend.
What 13-year-old eats apple
I know
pie?
with how young you are, you can't go out with me.
I don't know.
Yeah, we have to sneak, yes. Will that
I don't
bother you?
know.
No. Bother you? No. Cool.
Right.
You don't care I'm 13? Do you care I'm 35?
I don't know who she was talking to on that.
What's your screen name?
Jerry Griffith.
No, your screen name.
Make something up cool.
You need to,
Cool screen name, say it. Shadow Blaster.
So I know a lot of things you probably don't think I know.
Pain
So
Beam.
it might be
Say
a
it.
good idea
Say
to
it.
tell the truth.
I just thought I was
Say
talking
it.
to her aunt.
How could you say that?
Because she told me her name was Adriana.
What's your screen name?
My screen name is
Say it.
Brian B. Jones.
How about Mr. B. Jones 2?
Right, that's it.
That's it.
That's a lame fucking name.
Well, no, that's, I mean...
Get a cool one like Laser.
No, she has an aunt named Adriana. She's
Big Laser.
I see none of that in this transcript.
Yep.
Is
I
that
don't know how that's possible, but I talked to a girl named Adriana.
Well, here you're talking to Green Day Chick, who has told you she's 13. You had a long conversation about the fact that she's 13. You asked her if it's going to be a problem, and furthermore,
He's a tier 1 low-key
you
Lee.
talk about
And a
how
tier 1 Cuck Mio.
she should make sure that there are no friends around, that there are no relatives who could drop in, to make sure that parents are gone. It's all right.
No, he's framed by Mr. B. Jones.
How about the truth?
I'm telling you, I came here for Adriana. She's 22.
Can you see why I'm skeptical about that?
Thanks, resub Sinrose, Nate, Notoriously Bad, Gary, Sicilian, and the Prime Citizen Moose.
Do you think you will ever want to do it with me? I promise to be gentle.
Doing alright, Clumsy. Hope you're
I
doing
promise
well.
not to get you pregnant.
And maybe Sandler verse next.
You talk about going to a motel. You talk about your home.
Well, whoever that girl was I was talking to, then I guess basically she must have entrapped me.
Entrapment?
Yeah.
Really? And
Yeah,
how
she
is this
was
entrapment?
leading me on.
Who was leading on?
Whoever it was I was talking to.
I'll bring
I
some
don't know
birth.
who I was talking to now.
I'll bring some birth control gel just in case. Condoms, yeah, okay. Did you bring condoms?
No.
No condoms. Even though you said you would here, but you brought the gel.
I thought I was talking to Adriana.
Okay. Do you want me to spend the night? Sure. Maybe you can bring some beer. You want me to? Yeah, that would be rocking.
It would be rockin'.
Cool.
Fuck
We should have
yeah.
our friends over.
B.
That
Jones.
would be too risky. I just want me and you, and I want
Thanks, resub Tyrese.
And you can't tell anyone, not even a best friend. We can't trust no one. She talks about bringing a pie, and here's a pie.
I don't know what to say. I thought I was talking to Adriana.
What's your full name?
Jerry Griffith.
Jerry Griffin.
Yeah. Jerry Eugene Griffith.
And how old are
I'm 45.
you? 45. Yet here you say you were 35.
I thought I was talking to Adriana.
But what does that have?
He's really going for that.
No
It's probably the right move.
record of any Adriana.
Well, I don't know how
Like,
she
what else
did
is he
that.
supposed to
I don't know
do?
how she did that. Adriana was supposed to be her aunt. Adriana was supposed to be her aunt.
Slam his face into the apple pie, Chris.
She told me, I don't know what to tell you. She told me, when I first talked to her, she told me that she had to leave town, and one night Adriana started talking to me.
Makes
and
you
said
some
she
new
was
name.
her aunt, she was 22 years old.
Yeah, but none of that's in the transcript here.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
The truth would be a good start.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
You see how this looks.
I don't know how it looks.
It looks like you came here to visit a 13-year-old girl, and you were going to have sex with her. Or at least that's what you wanted to do.
No, I thought it was going to be Adriana.
Sure.
That's what I thought.
What's her last name? What's her last name? Say it, B. Jones.
Then why all the talk about keeping it secret and everything if it was supposed to be...
That was her.
No, it's you too. We can't tell anyone.
I thought I was talking to Adriana. She told me she was 22.
Then why is it not reflected in the chat?
I don't know.
He's been here longer than any other Predator.
I don't know. Maybe I thought I was talking to one person when I was really talking to another, and I mixed them up. I don't know.
Why even take the chance then?
Because I was just wanting a date. I thought maybe I could come over and meet her, and she'd be a nice girl, and she'd be, she'd be single, and we could date. But I didn't know it was this girl.
Thanks to Tier 1 Bay and the resub Jazzy and Lil
You're having a
Goofy.
hard time looking me in the eye.
I'll
when
look
you
in
give
there.
that
Okay,
explanation.
okay. I'll look in there and tell you that.
You're
I thought it
telling
was
me that
Adriana.
you didn't know there was a 13-year-old girl here.
I thought it was Adriana.
You just looked away from me.
Let me turn the chair. I'm sorry. I thought it was Adriana. I thought she was 22. It was supposed to be an aunt or something like that.
But the
Maybe
problem is that I have all the transcripts here.
I know you.
It's just Tier 2 gifts up Deasley. Good lord. Chris has got this guy on the hook.
You don't know?
I don't know. Well, I know it looks bad. I know it does. I'm just telling you.
What am I supposed to do about it?
I don't know.
What do you think I should do about it?
I don't know. I really don't know. If I had answers for you, I would tell you.
But you see why this does not look good.
I know it doesn't look good. I know it doesn't look good. Because Adrian is obviously not here. Obviously.
Yeah, I'm watching him right now, Lucky. And good evening, man.
So, I don't know.
Do you ever watch television?
Once in a while.
Do you ever watch Dateline NBC? I'm Chris Hansen.
Okay.
Thanks, resub Apple Juice.
We're doing a story on computer prep.
Don't show my face.
Now, if you have anything else you'd like to say about this situation, we'd like to hear it. If not, you're obviously free to go and take all your stuff with you.
Don't show my face.
Too late.
You want to take your stuff?
No.
Laser B. Jones. Man, that was a full fucking conversation there for like 20 minutes. Wow. And a free apple pie. Thanks to resub Nathan and Nico and the Prime Bill. Wow, nice. The pie was probably laced? No, no way. I don't think so. The honest predator.
Okay, I got a Band-Aid. Come on in. I'll be there in 1 sec. I just gotta stick it on because I just caught it on the rail.
Okay.
Just hang out.
He looks like a ghost right now, like a phantom. He's fucking vibrating.
I was running down the stairs.
What?
And I whacked my toe
What is
on the
happening
bench
with the camera?
freaking hard.
That's never good.
Oh, it really hurt.
He's creating after images, he's moving so fast.
I hope.
Me too.
It'd be sad if you died when I was around.
I would be very unhappy. Well, I'd be dead, so I wouldn't be. But
Yeah.
other people would be.
I'd be unhappy.
There we go.
Well, there's one other reason why you might be unhappy.
Yes.
What are you doing?
What is wrong with this camera?
Hang out, I suppose.
And who are you here to meet?
Cat.
Cat.
Pretty sure.
Thanks, resub Why So Harsh and Narwhal.
And who are you?
I'm Nick.
Nick.
Yeah, his defense was not subject.
Nick Bailey. And how old are you?
I'm 19, sir.
You're 19. And how old is Kat?
I think she said she was 13 or 14.
13 or 14.
Yes.
And what are you doing here?
Just hang out, sir.
Don't know what that means, Poopy. Thanks to Tier 1 Mopped.
I have friends that are 13.
At 19, you have friends who are 13.
Yes.
Don't you see an issue with that?
No, not really, sir.
So you're in college.
Yes, sir.
And a 13-year-old is in 7th grade.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Are there college girls for you to hang out with?
No! What?
Yes, sir.
Impossible.
Any this weekend, they're all on spring break.
They're on spring break.
Yes, sir.
So you thought you'd come visit a 13-year-old girl who's home alone.
She invited me, sir.
She may have invited you.
Thanks to resub Lazarus.
But why
Lazarus.
does she think it's appropriate to show
I see
up?
it now.
I had no false, like sexual. Because I'm guessing that's the main issue right here. Is that you're afraid that I was going to try to...
Thanks to Resub Schmalzy and Spicy Quaid.
Act.
Well, why else would you come?
Let me give sub Charlie's free prime.
Just to hang out.
Give me a different camera angle. This is fucking weird.
How long were you going to hang out?
All spring break.
For as long as she felt comfortable. If she didn't feel comfortable around me, I would leave.
You talk about playing pool.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
Well, if we played for clothes or something.
Well, pretty
You mean
cool
like strip
rules.
pool? Sure, why not? Never played strip anything before. And you talk about
Thanks to
let's
Resub
cuddle up,
Kush
make
and
out,
Do What I Want and
all that fun
Dogecoin.
stuff. We can watch a scary movie. You can protect me, especially since you'd be naked from losing at pool.
Oh, it's a video? I don't know about
These are
that,
your
Poopy.
words.
Yes, sir.
That sounds like doing more than just hanging out. What am I to make of that?
Chris's head looks like it's covered in amniotic fluid right now.
Why don't you tell me?
Like there's like a little force field around it.
The chat here.
I don't even know how a camera fucks up like this.
A friendly chat. Talking about getting naked with a 13-year-old girl. What do you think would have happened had I not been here?
Probably nothing, sir.
Nothing.
Yes, sir.
Do you see why one could be skeptical about that?
Yes, sir.
No, I don't see why anyone would be skeptical.
Because the act did not happen, sir.
The act didn't happen because you met me and not a 13-year-old girl.
Thanks to gifts of Julian.
Do you do this often?
No, sir.
So you're telling me this is the first time you've chatted online with a 13-year-old girl?
No, sir.
No.
It's not the first time.
I have chatted with a few, and then as soon as I found their age out and they felt uncomfortable, I stopped talking.
But why even do it? Help me to understand it.
Well, Chris.
Most are fun to chat with.
Most are fun to chat with.
Yes, of course, of
They
course.
normally are more. They normally talk better than.
They talk better than somebody who's your own age.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, everyone knows 7th graders are
What does
very
it do for you?
adept at talking.
Kills time.
I don't normally go into anything.
Fortnite and all of that shit.
Or anything like that. We just talk about our day.
Talk about being naked together. Don't you think maybe you should pick up a couple extra classes if you have that much spare time where you're talking to 12 and 13-year-old girls online?
I already have as many hours as I can, sir.
Perhaps more studying would be.
That's fucking crazy. Well, thank you for the 5. That's fucking crazy, Colt.
You know, it's illegal
Kids wear Darman merch?
to try to solicit somebody this young for sex over the internet. It's against the law.
I know that, sir.
Then why did you do it?
I didn't solicit sex, sir.
So you're just going to hang out naked with a 13-year-old girl?
Yeah, it's not sex.
Probably not, sir.
But that's what you said, man.
Hey, turn that shit off.
I mean, these are your words, not mine.
Thanks to the resub Rizu.
True, sir.
And Flawless
What
Cowboy.
do you have to say to yourself?
The Prime Delta.
What do you have to say for yourself?
That I wouldn't do anything like that with a 13-year-old girl, sir.
But you see why that's hard to believe.
Yes, sir.
What should happen to you?
What should happen to me right now, sir?
Hmm?
I'm not sure.
Well, tell us. What do you want to happen?
You see how this...
Do you want to go home and
Yes, sir.
Do you see
play
why this is
games or something?
Partially, sir.
wrong? Partially.
I know that it's wrong to have sex with a minor. And I
Good
wouldn't
start.
do that, sir.
Nice.
But don't you think it's odd for a 19-year-old to be talking
Thanks to
to
give some sad boy.
I don't talk to many, sir.
13-year-olds online? Well, I know you've talked to at least 5 others in the last several days because I have the transcripts right here.
Whoa.
That's why.
I'm sorry?
I had noticed that in some of those Ohio chat rooms, which is, I'm guessing where you've been policing lately, is I've noticed that there was a lot of younger girls, and I was very skeptical of why.
Very happy, it seems.
Yes,
So you sensed that something was wrong?
Yes, sir.
And why was that?
Just because it just seemed very odd that because I've been in those kind of chat rooms for probably about 6 or 7 months now.
Thanks for your sub, Super M&A.
Because there are age restrictions generally on the sites.
But these girls have said their age.
Yes, sir. And if you notice, most of them I have stopped talking to.
Why even talk to a 13-year-old girl in the first place?
Because generally they're on because they just want to talk. They just want to chat around. Most of the older ladies generally have to force conversation, or they're not really want to talk.
Thanks for 5 gift subs, Rum Duck. Appreciate it, man.
You're talking to Jenny, 13, Ohio. You're in the 8th grade, right? She says 7. Nice. So I don't. You say to her later, so I don't seem creepy? No.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
There's something going on that makes you think that there might be something creepy about someone your age talking to somebody this age.
I can actually show you my. I have my archived of all my chats, like for the last 6 months, and most of them I refer to myself as creepy because internet guys are genuinely creepy guys.
No, what? No one on the internet's creepy. What the fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you making? Stop that. Now you're just lying.
Just talking.
Do you ever watch? Go ahead.
Sorry. This is the first time I've actually ever.
Thanks for your sub, Crust.
Coming over some.
In
And
psychotic.
what made you come over to this house on
Sleep
this
well.
night?
On this night because this weekend I normally go back to OSU or back to Columbus where my house is, and I like to hang out there with my friends and all. But all of them are gone on spring break this week, so I need anything to do this weekend.
So you're just bored.
Yes, sir.
All your pals are gone, and so you figured you'd come over here and hang out naked with a 13-year-old girl.
Not naked per se. Sir.
Well, that's what it says in the chat, man.
But I don't say that we have to get naked or anything like that.
It was just an option. Chris, you and I could get naked and hop in the hot tub. It's just options, Chris. Just options, of course.
I can't deny it because it is right there.
Well, it is right there.
I understand that, sir.
It makes me wonder how many other times you've done this.
I have all my records, sir. I have my computer out front if you would like me to bring it in.
Thanks for your sub, Freezy.
Show you.
You have your computer?
Yes, sir.
Why did you bring it with you?
Because I was going to go home after this. And I'd take my computer with me.
Where do you go to school?
If you get his computer, I bet you will find some deplorable shit on there, Chris. This guy is fucked.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to the Prime,
I'm
LaShawn.
Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story.
Watch it next time, trash bag.
We'll try to meet teens online.
Okay, sir.
If you have anything else you'd like to say, we'd like to hear it. If not, you're obviously free to go.
Okay, sir. I was just saying, I repeat again that I didn't do any of these acts. I've never have, and I never will.
Thanks to the Prime.
What's wrong?
Seminator and Resub Hentai.
This is shows. And I didn't really think anything was going to happen here. We were going to watch that movie Waiting, I'm guessing, as you saw. And
it's Ryan Reynolds' movie.
Probably not strict. Almost guaranteed not.
Almost guaranteed not. Even though that's what you're talking about.
But I would not solicit it, sir.
All right, well, if there's something else you want to say, that's fine. If not, you're obviously free to go.
Give a whole fucking senior speech.
Feelings a lot of times. Not better than this. That's about it, sir. Okay. I don't think I can say much else.
Okay. So you're...
Chris just wants him the fuck out of here.
Is this going to be on TV at all?
Don't know. We're doing a story. We're not sure what all is going to be in it. So, we don't even know at this point, to be honest with you.
Will my face be on TV?
I honestly don't
know.
I
mean, I know I have to sign something in order for you.
You actually don't, because it's
really?
a program, yeah.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
You think that's cool?
Well, I think it's cool that you guys don't have to have a release. I never knew that. That's all. I mean, it's not cool that...
You think it's cool that you're here?
No, not
No, yeah, no, yeah, though. So I'm going to be on TV, is what you're
The
saying?
answer to your question is, no decisions have been made as to what all is going to be in the program.
Okay, sir.
But if you give me your number, or if you want to call...
You already have my number, sir.
Okay. Great. All right, well, thanks very much.
All right.
Okay.
And do you have anything else to say? Part 2 of your speech? What a fucking weirdo, am I right, guys? I hope you're having a good night, Andy. And thanks to the Prime Dangerous Pasta. What? Whoa! What a turnaround! Damn, Chris Hansen put the fear of God in him and became an upstanding man. For a second, I thought it said, like, I thought he was like a founder of a multi-billion-dollar company because I read this first. And I was like, holy shit. Sounds about right. Well, Nicholas really turned that around. Wild. And that's all of them. This is just the full episode of the stories we've already seen. Thanks to Prime Death Metal. Is that you again, Laser? You're the only one that ever recommends World War I and World War II highlights. Already got one queued up. God damn, I'm getting the yawns. Hold on, Dank, there was one before that, I believe. Good luck, Kill. Where is it? Oh, the Sandler verse, that's what it was. I hope it's not a meme. Thanks to Prime and Zane. It's a YouTuber analyzing all of the Adam Sandler movies and putting them in a timeline. It seems like a cool idea, but not really something I want to watch right now either. Thanks for the resub Pyromonic and the tier 1 Evan. And resub Wordmeister. I might do a Pokemon Nuzlocke at some point. Scary shapeshifter caught changing on TV. Which one? It's not coming up. This? Is it this one? Hey, congratulations, Clumsy. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, well, I didn't find the right one.
When I was travelling through Australia, back to Sydney from Cairns, me and some friends stopped off at Byron Bay.
Hey, sleep well, Nero.
For people that aren't familiar with this place, it's a very small coastal town, and it's pretty much loved by anybody who goes there, and it attracts around 2 million people per year. It's also the home of the famous actor Chris Hemsworth.
Hey!
It's a fairly upper class and kind of hippie-ish place, but it's incredibly scenic and very beautiful. When I was there, I remembered someone telling me about someone who mysteriously vanished.
Byron Bay is the
and
anti-vax capital of Australia.
Was staying in the same
oh, so they don't go
hostel that
missing,
we
they
were.
die.
And of course, running a creepy YouTube channel, it led me to do a few Google searches that night. And as it turns out, there are a few people who have vanished without a trace there. But why is that? Why in such a small holiday destination? Well,
Thanks to Prime
after
Robbie.
speaking to a few locals, The reason could be quite sinister.
Jesus, this is very slow.
The case that I had heard about was the disappearance of Theo Hayes. Theo was an 18-year-old Belgian backpacker. He was last sighted
Raise the
leaving
volume.
Cheeky Monkeys, a bar in Byron Bay. He was seen leaving at approximately 11 p.m. on the 31st of May, 2019. And that's the last time he was ever seen.
Thanks to Prime Ramen and Robbie.
He was on a holiday working visa and was due to be flying home in a week's time. His parents had tried to contact him, but after he didn't get back to them for a couple of days, they naturally became
Yeah, I think I
concerned.
better speed this one up.
So they called the New South Wales police to see if anybody could help. Theo was staying at the Wake Up Hostel, and just as his parents called the police, the hostel had called them too, as Theo hadn't checked out in the last 3 days, and his passport and clothes were still in his room. The Australian police conducted searches, along with helicopters, drones, dogs, trackers, divers, volunteers, and rock climbers, but they turned up absolutely nothing. The police did, however, find a Puma hat, and it looked similar to what Theo was wearing when he vanished. And the police also managed to track his final phone signal, and they tracked him to Cape Byron. The police theorised that Theo went for a walk and fell from the cliffs near the famous Byron Lighthouse, but the police would soon uncover so much more. And like I said, Theo isn't the only person who has gone missing over the years.
So did he fall or was he pushed by Goatman?
I'll just show you some more people who have gone missing over the years. Theo was part of a list of 2,600 people who have been missing for longer than 3 months in Australia.
Whoa.
6 of those on that list vanished within just a few kilometres from Byron Bay, and their strange disappearances remain unsolved. Ellen Wilson was last seen on CCTV
Fine,
taking money out of
1.5.
an ATM on the 11th of September 2015. The CCTV footage was near Byron Bay. The next morning she phoned a
That's
friend
like
agreed to
normal
do some
speed.
volunteer work later that day, but Mrs. Wilson didn't turn up,
Thanks,
and
Risa
her
Bristol.
friend became worried and called the police to report her missing. All of her relatives have stated she wouldn't just leave like this, and she has not been heard from since. Malcolm Briggs was last seen in Murrumbidgee, a small town inland from Byron Bay.
So is this
in
story even
1975.
interesting right now? It's
He
kind
did,
of
however, keep in
underwhelming.
contact with his extended family until 2004, but they haven't heard from him since. The family reported him missing, but he has never been found.
Thanks to some chicken
Jeffrey Neville
fingies.
was last seen in the same place of Murrumbidgee around December 1993. He needs and she was found on the 14th of July after a year. But some people aren't always that lucky. One that stood out to me was Marion Barter. She disappeared in 1997 at the age of 51.
Alright, yeah, this doesn't seem very good. Because there's not a whole lot of new garbage truck shit going on, Julian. Red, thank you the 5k bits again, man. God, thank you. How much did you fucking cash out on your Doge, my man? Also, that shit shot up to like 47 cents. Did you sell all of it yesterday or keep some and sell again today? Thank you, Red. And the resub Karusharu. And the gift sub Kayla. Alright, let's try this again then. This? Exit Prime.
Likely the most
Muted
controversial
in
conspiracy
brain.
theory. Some believe that reptilians have infiltrated the world's governments. So, from a reptilian head to a full transformation, join us.
I do love reptilian shit.
A popular Islamic preacher, Yusuf Estes, is the founder and host of Guide TV. Interestingly, during one of his services, Yusuf's head briefly transformed into a reptilian-looking creature.
And I don't do it through debates.
Imagine this is real. He truly is a reptilian or some shit.
I am a Muslim. If you want, I can give you both sides, easy. But we will ask you if you delivered the message. I'll play both parts. I'll be the Christian and tell you this, and then I'll be the Muslim and give the answer.
Oh my god! He became a fucking reptile!
You were at a place and you saw somebody change their religion
Thanks, Risa
to
Benzo.
another religion in the temple.
I wasn't a believer till now.
And the father was the priest there. What would you think?
That's nuts! He became a Komodo dragon!
As previously mentioned, most alleged reptilians are identified by facial transformations, including notably the eyes. In one video, taken from the BBC programme Antiques Roadshow, an unidentified person oddly stares at the camera. Further, his eyes appear far larger than normal.
It's proof! We finally got them! Those goddamn reptilians! You thought you could hide from us?
Another transformation revolves around the tongue.
Exit Tier 1
In 1995, NBC News reporter Isaiah Carey supposedly swallowed a grasshopper during one take. However, others believe that both the grasshopper and Carey's exaggerated reaction were merely a distraction away from the tongue. Bizarrely, it appears to be too large, an odd colour, and generally distorted.
What?
What really happened on that Thursday here at Augusta High School that led to Chris Wood's...
This is a great video. Why did they censor the best part? Thanks to the resub Jog and Kizarim. What? Alright, okay.
Whilst the majority of reptilian videos only show a minor malfunction, a few actually contain a full transformation. In this controversial CCTV video, an unknown person walks towards an alley, stops, and is replaced by a larger shadow, whilst the original body remains in place.
What the fuck? I can't even see anything here. Never mind, now I'm a believer. I see it now. Oh, that sounds interesting, Locomoto. Someone said that yesterday, Narito. That is interesting. Counter theory, reptiles aren't real, they're just small humans.
Video, filmed last September in Mexico.
Interesting.
A shapeshifter appears to take the form of their boyfriend.
What the fuck? It's okay. Thanks for the resub, Kazoo. I appreciate it, Kayla. Yeah, he got fucking blasted. So where was the reptilian? That was just a simple shapeshifter. Where's the reptilian shapeshifter? Not my birthday, but thank you, Zen.
According to this conspiracy theory, those in politics are merely reptilians in disguise. One example of this is Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel. In September 2012, during a press conference, viewers noticed that his eyes seemed to transform.
That I think are very, as I said, respectful of our teachers.
Oh, I've actually seen this one.
Does right by our kids, and is fair to our taxpayers. The issues that remain are minor. The issues that remain are minor.
Imagine this one's true, like he actually is a reptilian. He's the prime ace in Caprix. No, I don't know what the Fritzl case is.
Meanwhile, in this video, former Secretary of the Treasurer, Timothy Geithner, appears to cover up an eye malfunction.
It's always so weird how the videos are never really good quality. That's interesting. It must be the fucking reptilians hacking them. He's a tier 1 Necro Peach. They didn't even notice this. He said it's only an eye malfunction. His whole face was morphing. Look at this. Look at all of this over here. He was undergoing a full polymorph. Oh, jeez. Thanks for the gift of fledgling. Thank you that 6k bits read.
Further, on June 15th, 2010, US General David Petraeus appeared to faint.
Hold on. You bought 60k Doge at 4 cents. I need to do some quick... Hold on. I need to do some quick math. You had to sell some, I imagine, right? Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, 60. He said $60,000 worth of Doge, not 60,000 Doge coins. You're misunderstanding him. Or maybe I am. But yeah. This boom has made you a millionaire. Good shit. Congrats, man. Though it is dropping right now. But I'm assuming that you sold some. Thanks to the resub Maxon in the Prime Blue Ocean.
In a Senate hearing. Interestingly though, theorists believe that at one point, his face looks completely inhuman.
An arbitrary timeline, and the best way to...
We did UFO bids. What? Oh god, his skin suit is malfunctioning. Well, it looks in. I can't even tell what I'm fucking looking at. It's like looking at clouds, but wanting to believe that they're proof of reptilians. Just fuzzy screens. Oh, God, thank you for the 25 gift subs, Red. Fuck yeah, man. Thank you. Oh, Jesus, Red. Holy fuck. Thank you again, Red. Thank you for the fucking generosity, man. That's pretty wild, Select, but yeah. Whatever works, I guess. Red, thank you, man. Holy fuck. But yeah. I love reptilian shit. An interesting, wait, is this channel only reptilian proof on glitchy televisions? What a sad existence. Oh no, it's I remember this channel. But you can't argue with that. Or this. Thanks to Tier 1 Blake. And thank you, Sad Blue. Do we have anyone that believes in reptilians, like genuinely? Because I'd be very curious to pick your brain a bit. Why reptilians in particular? Of everything in the world, why would it be reptiles in disguise like Transformers? I feel like there'd be far smarter things that you could accuse, like dolphins. Ooh. Red, holy fuck! Jesus Christ, thank you, man. Thanks to the Prime Venom and gift sub Hot Cheese. Thank you for that fucking huge drop, Red. Oh yeah, the new Kinto Bento. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Not reptilians per se, but shape-shifting aliens. Okay. So let's pick apart shape-shifting aliens. If aliens are here, why would they shapeshift to be among us? Them being here would prove they have technology well beyond our understanding of things. Literal faster than light travel. The last thing they'd need to do is blend in with us. They'd be on such a different level. It'd be like us disguising ourselves as ants. And living amongst ants. Doesn't make sense. The resubs, thanks for the resub, Snorting Pool Chalk. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I guess reptilians do just look cool. Not wrong, bro. You used to believe in lizard people. Your mom still does. Yeah, but why? I'm just wondering why. Oh, interesting. Lizards make the most sense because they've been around the longest. Ah, very interesting. Hollow Earth is another interesting one. Is that actually how it started, Jog? Okay, I'll look this up real quick. Is this just a creepypasta? This? I like this channel, but this doesn't really seem like an interesting concept. I actually already recognize this. I looked it up. Apparently, reptilian conspiracy theories started out in the story The Shadow Kingdom from a Conan the Barbarian series. I mean, that's not surprising. Scientology started from a guy saying, I want to make a religion for money. So, I mean, that shit happens all the time. Thanks to the Tier 1 Deadworks and the Tier 1 Nick Patman and the resub Fish Tank. Hey, I appreciate that, Duple. I hope you're doing better now. Hope 2021's looking up for you, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'll be right back. I need to go to the bathroom. And then we'll do probably the new Kinto Bento and then maybe that. So just give me 1 sec. I'll be back in a minute. Thanks to the resub. Sea Dinosaur and the Prime Eol. I'm back, team. Thanks for the resub, Debo. Wasn't that on Reddit the other day, Anonymous? I'm pretty sure I watched that video. Thanks to the Prime Money Bag and Forestry. Alright, let's do Kento Bento first.
I'm Kento Bento. This will be part 1 of a 2-part series.
Thanks,
and
Resub
is made
Noisy.
possible by Nebula and CuriosityStream. Tokyo, March 1970. 31,000 feet up in the air. Japan Airlines Flight 351 was reaching its cruising altitude. It had left Tokyo's Haneda Airport no more than 10 minutes ago and was set to land in Fukuoka in an hour's time. This was to be a relatively short flight, a domestic affair. But little did the passengers and crew
Thanks
know
to Bits
it was
Wordmeister.
going to be neither, as Japan Airlines Flight 351 was about to undergo a harrowing ordeal. On the plane were 122 passengers, tourists, businessmen, first-year uni students, doctors on their way to medical conferences, really people from all walks of life, and including a few notable individuals like the high-ranking Pepsi executive, the talented bass player from the up-and-coming rock band Hadaka no Rarizu, and the Roman Catholic priest from New York. Yes, this was a diverse mix, with people of varied experiences and professions, but nothing could have prepared them for what was to come.
DB Cooper.
At about 7:30 a.m., as the plane
DB
was
Cooper
flying over
fucking
the
hops
southern
in here
face
and
of
takes
Mount
this shit
Fuji,
over.
a young Japanese man got up from his seat to make a special announcement.
Thanks to the resub Baraz Pasta.
He was hijacking the plane.
Oh.
This man was Takamaro Tamiya, a 27-year-old recent graduate. Now, this announcement wasn't met with as much terror and panic as one would expect, as this was the year 1970, when airline hijackings weren't illegal. It wasn't yet considered an international crime. Yes, people were concerned, some more than others.
Well, it's not a crime. You can't do anything about it.
Piracy
Good work.
was not how it is
Loophole.
today. But this was about to change, as Takamaro Tamiya proceeded to pull out a samurai sword.
Oh.
Yes, a samurai sword.
That is anime shit.
The seriousness of the situation
Jesus
was now
Christ!
apparent to
It's
all.
Batosai, the plane
But
stealer.
122 passengers was a lot for a single hijacker, which is why he didn't come alone. With everyone now in a state of panic, Tamiya's accomplices began to make
Thanks,
themselves
Yusuf Miss
known
Hockey.
one by
Thank
one.
you, Keyheart.
The university students had revealed themselves. Now, this was unexpected and bizarre. Many of the students were still in their early years at Tokyo and Kyoto universities, two of the most prestigious universities in all of Japan, with the youngest among them being just 16 years old, actually still in high school. Just like their leader Tamiya.
Well, half of
samurai
anime takes
swords.
place in
But
high
not just
school.
that. Some had
Not
pistols
surprising.
and homemade pipe bombs as well. This was confusing and terrifying. As they tried to break
Thanks,
into the
Arisa
cockpit,
Webery.
the distressed pilots radioed in for help, relaying the dire situation on board. It seemed it wasn't long until the hijackers would make their way in. The rest of the students were now tying the male passengers down to their seats as ordered by their leader. Now, it was certainly an odd sight to see such young Japanese recruits involved in this act of terror, 9 in total. But the most surprising of all, perhaps, was the identity of one particular hijacker. He was the bass player of the up-and-coming rock band Hadaka no Rarizu.
Oh, shit.
This wasn't a joke. His name was Moriaki Wakabayashi, and he was in it just as much as his fellow comrades. It was time to end things. With the cockpit finally breached and the pilots restrained, the samurai skyjackers were now in full control of Japan Airlines Flight 351.
And
Now,
they
it's hard
played
to
a
imagine
fucking
airline
crazy
security being
concert.
so lax as to allow samurai swords, pistols, and pipe bombs to be this easily smuggled onto a plane. But 1970 was a different time, and well, the demands of the hijackers reflected that. You see, the reason they took control of the plane was to fly it across the Pacific Ocean to the Caribbean, specifically to Havana, Cuba. This was to be their
Why?
final destination. With Cuba being a communist haven led by revolutionary Fidel Castro, the 9 men wanted to make a grand political statement to the world,
What?
hijacking a passenger airliner right out of Tokyo and diverting it to Cuba, the country of their dreams. As members of the
What?
Japanese Red Army
Very
faction,
surprising.
a communist
What?
militant group hell-bent on overthrowing the Japanese government and the monarchy, they wanted to establish contact with revolutionary forces in Cuba so that they could receive specialized military training for the impending
Yusuf, Little
revolutionary
Bean and
war they would
Victel.
wage upon returning to Japan.
The bits of
They
Yerky.
claimed they loved their country, and this was the only way. But on top of that, they were hoping the act would inspire and promote rebellion across the rest of Asia. And this was just the beginning. Really, they wanted to start a world revolution, and they were willing to advocate it through terror and violence. After all, they had already long threatened to wage civil war in Tokyo and Osaka, and had previously been involved in violent street battles and a few small-scale bombings. Hijackings were their next venture, and these 9 men, young men, were the frontrunners. They had been targeted and scouted from leftist student groups from universities across Tokyo and Kyoto, and were now ready and willing to give everything to the cause.
This is a
And
wild
this
story.
included Moriaki Wakabayashi, the bass player of the rock group Hadaka no Rarizu, which started off as a university band before their rise in popularity. Now, perhaps it was this very youthful inexperience and overconfidence that led to their first lapse in judgment, which awkwardly enough had to be explained to them by the pilot. You see, it was just not possible for the plane to make it all the way to Cuba, not even close. Why? Well, Japan Airlines Flight 351 was a Boeing 727 airliner, which was designed for short to medium range flights only, not for one making its way halfway across the world in a single trip. The plane was simply not
We'll fuel
constructed
it with
to cross the
music.
Pacific, much less to Cuba. And this was shocking to the hijackers, as they simply hadn't expected this turn of events.
Thanks
They
for 5
needed a
gift
plan
subs,
B
geek.
fast, one that involved an alternate destination. But, well, even that appeared to be out of the question, as the pilots quickly informed them of an even more pressing concern. The plane was running out of fuel. They only had enough for the original destination, Fukuoka. Tamiya had to think on his feet. Time was ticking. Right, well, if they had to land in Fukuoka, then they'd land in Fukuoka, but on their terms.
Yeah,
Now,
this
it
is
was about
this
this
is our
time that the
landing.
Japanese Ministry of Transport
We did
received
this
word on
one.
the hijacking, and was entrusted with the task of ensuring the
Thanks to the
safety
resub,
of all
Windsor.
the passengers. A member of the department, Vice Minister Shinjiro Yamamura, would directly oversee the hostage recovery efforts. Of course, word also got around to the news outlets, who quickly reported on the incident live. This was a first for Japan, as never before had they experienced the hijacking of an airplane. This shocked and horrified the entire nation. At 9 a.m., Japan Airlines Flight 351 touched down at Fukuoka Airport, where they were met by a horde of spectators and members of the media.
Wow,
The authorities
it's
wasted
like
no
celebrities.
time in surrounding the plane, as they readied themselves for the eventual standoff. With 129 hostages on board, 100
They have an actual
passengers,
sword
and 7
fight.
crew members, the hijackers felt that they had the upper hand. But it all would rest on the negotiations. As Yamamura and the authorities prepared themselves, the negotiations began. For the next few hours, the two sides went back and forth, both unwilling to budge, with Tamiya threatening to kill every last one of the hostages if his demands weren't met. This was an intense negotiation, with a lot at stake, but eventually, an agreement was reached. So the deal was for the hijackers to release 23 of the passengers in exchange for more fuel, but it had to be enough fuel to get them to their new destination. Now, Havana, Cuba, was no longer an option. It was too far, so they had to settle for one within reach. After much discussion and consideration, they decided on Pyongyang. The hijackers were going to North Korea.
Whoa!
Now, this made sense to the 9 men, as
Whoa!
North Korea was another communist regime, ruled by another great revolutionary, Kim Il-sung, grandfather to
This
Kim
is
Jong-un.
nuts.
They reasoned that flying the plane to Pyongyang would still make a grand political statement to the world.
Thanks, Resub
Furthermore,
Fractal.
they had actually already planned for a brief stopover in Pyongyang, as the city had been a
All good,
serious
man,
candidate to host their base of operations for their international revolution, and they wanted to conduct some reconnaissance while en route to Cuba. So all this just meant a slightly longer detour to North Korea. No big deal, really. Once the dust had settled, they'd figure out another way to Cuba. Viva la revolution! And so the deal was done. Tamiya got what he wanted, and even better, they still had 106 hostages on board for leverage. On the Japanese side, all the passengers released were women, children.
Kim
and the
Il-sung
young,
gets on the
most of
plane
all,
next.
which was fortunate.
Picks up a
but
samurai
not
sword.
Quite what they had hoped for. The majority on the plane were still very much in jeopardy. But now it was time to go. With the pilots having never flown to North Korea and unable to rely on Pyongyang air control for guidance, Fukuoka airport officials had to quickly pass them a map of the Korean peninsula
Thanks
to
to the
navigate
resub,
for themselves.
losing internet.
That would have to do for now. But with that, Japan Airlines Flight 351 fueled up and took off, bound for the Hermit Kingdom. Now, aside from the Japanese, there was actually one other group that was rather unhappy with the outcome thus far, and that was the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA. You see, Langley had sent over agents for their own hostage recovery mission, as there were a couple of US nationals on board, the Pepsi executive Herbert Brill, and
What?
the Roman Catholic priest from New York, Daniel MacDonald. They had business to attend to.
What?
But now, with the plane heading towards North Korea, a nation known for their international
Pepsi guy?
and political reclusiveness, not to
Maybe
mention their
Coke
general
planned
hatred and
this.
contempt towards Americans, things weren't looking great. By now, Flight 351 was well on its way to Pyongyang. It had crossed the Tsushima Strait, flown over the Korean mountain ranges, and had just about reached the DMZ, the Korean Demilitarized Zone. This 38th parallel is the contested border dividing the Korean peninsula into North and South Korea. Once past this point, there would be no turning back. But on top of that, the pilots were having a hard time with navigation, as they were unfamiliar with the flight route. Seeing as the countries had no diplomatic ties, Japanese airlines and airport
Thanks to Tier
controllers
1, no
were
skill.
simply unable to make contact with their North Korean counterparts. The Japanese pilots didn't even know where the airport in Pyongyang was located. Sure, they were given a map by airport officials shortly before leaving Fukuoka, but they were astounded to discover it was just a basic line map taken from a junior high school textbook. It had little to no detail, certainly no aviation.
What the
airport
fuck?
officials understandably had little
They
time to
just
prepare,
condemned this
but
plane.
This was
They
ridiculous.
said, fuck 'em.
There was no way they could
Give him
fly
my
to North Korea
child's
using
homework.
this map. Moreover, the North Koreans had no idea they were even coming, a major cause for concern. It's common knowledge among pilots that the airspace above the DMZ
Well, this is
a
the
no-fly
70s. It's
zone,
not like North
with a
Korea could
long-running
shoot it down.
formal
What are they gonna do,
agreement
take
that any
spitballs to
aircraft
it?
entering could be shot down for any reason, with no grounds for redress. If this were to happen, it would surely precipitate an international incident. As such, the pilots tried desperately to make contact with the Pyongyang control
Thanks to
tower,
Tier 1
attempting
Jer.
to warn them of their unique
Hope you're having a good night,
circumstances.
HL2.
Pyongyang, please respond. Pyongyang, this is JA Flight 351. Pyongyang, please respond. Nothing. The pilots frantically warned the hijackers of the potential fiery end they could meet if they were to fly any further, but Tommy insisted they continue. He was steadfast in their revolutionary mission, even proclaiming that North Korea was no threat to them, as he would personally recruit Kim Il-sung to the Japanese Red Army. if
Makes
need be.
sense.
And so, the pilots
Pretty good
had
plan.
no choice. With samurai swords pointing at their necks, and with permission yet to be granted by Pyongyang, Japan Airlines Flight 351 entered the DMZ.
And Kim Il-sung was flying around like Superman.
Moments later, North Korean fighter jets emerged from the clouds.
No, God!
opening fire at the passenger plane.
What the
They
fuck?
had entered North Korean airspace.
Holy shit.
But just like that, it was over.
Oh,
The
they only
fire
had
stopped.
six. They only had 6
The
bullets.
pilots realized, well, it must have been warning fire. At that moment, there was a faint response on the radio. This is Pyongyang. This is Pyongyang. Respond. Respond. It was in English, but in a heavy Korean accent. The pilots, relieved at finally making contact, tried their hardest to explain their predicament to the Pyongyang control tower. This must have sounded quite bizarre to the North Koreans, as nothing like this had ever happened before. But, despite the unusual request, after some back and forth, Flight 351 was permitted to land in Pyongyang.
Nice.
They would, however, be closely escorted by the fighter jets. Now, the hijackers were elated. This was what they had hoped for, acceptance from their communist allies. But as the plane continued flying deeper and deeper into the reclusive state, it was becoming quite clear to the rest of those on board, the passengers and crew, that their fate no longer rested in the hands of the hijackers, but the Hermit Kingdom.
Yeah, but they're nice.
At 3:19 p.m.,
They have a
Japan Airlines Flight
good
351
history of being
touched down
nice.
at Mirim Airport in East Pyongyang, where they were met by a swarm of military personnel. There were North Korean soldiers, policemen, high-ranking officials, but also, surprisingly, sympathetic crowds of civilians holding up
Yeah.
welcome signs, as well
Oh.
as a choir of schoolgirls singing North Korean greeting songs, welcoming the hijackers, or in
Damn.
their eyes, defectors, to
Fucking
their glorious
celebrities.
nation. Outside the aircraft, an announcement could be heard, blasting over the loudspeakers. This is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, presided by the great leader Kim Il-sung. For those who are fighting against Japanese imperialism, we welcome you. This was a somewhat elaborate reception, and a magnificent sight for the student radicals, but for the hostages, it was deeply unsettling. It wasn't long until a North Korean official approached the plane to officially receive the foreign visitors. This was it. Tommy and his men were about to join their communist brethren. Now, meanwhile, in a nearby hangar, the Japanese authorities and the CIA were getting ready to launch their rescue mission. It was now or never. All that was needed was for the 9 men to be lured far enough away from the plane by the fake North Korean official. This was what it had all been leading up to. You see, the hijackers had indeed ended up in the Korean capital, but there was just one problem. it was the wrong one. Back in Fukuoka, the Japanese authorities and the CIA failed to recover all the hostages. The negotiations did not go as planned, but there was absolutely no way they were going to let 106 Japanese and American hostages fly right into the heart of North Korea.
This is nuts!
They opted for the Seoul.
This is fucking nuts!
The plane ended up in North Korean airspace.
Death Note
so
shit.
Think on their feet. Time was ticking. Right. Well,
That is a
if the
trap
plane
card
had to land in
activation and a
Pyongyang,
half for
then they'd
sure.
land in Pyongyang, but on their terms. This was their plan B. With the negotiations over, they sprung into action. First thing, they needed to get the South Koreans on board. If they were going to pull this off, there needed to be exhaustive cooperation between all three countries: Japan, the US, and South Korea. Something the hijackers could never have imagined. They had less than an hour to get this done. Now, on the plane, the pilots were attempting to navigate to Pyongyang, but they were astounded to discover the map they were given was unusable, a basic line map taken from a junior high school textbook. There was no way they could fly to North Korea with this. As the captain was about to throw the map away, he suddenly notices a handwritten note at the top corner. No aviation map, but tune into frequency 121.5 megacycles. He did as instructed. Not long after entering the DMZ, North Korean fighter jets emerged from the clouds, firing anti-aircraft shells at the passenger plane.
But that was actually
Or
the
at least,
CIA.
That's who those on board thought was firing at them. In reality, this was the South Korean Air Force attempting to fool the hijackers into thinking they had now entered North Korean airspace. Having tuned into the frequency 121.5 megacycles, the pilots and the hijackers then received a message from who they thought was the Pyongyang control tower. This is Pyongyang. Respond, respond. Spoken in a heavy Korean accent. This was, however, sent by air traffic control in Seoul.
This is like the most big
accounts of the
brain
situation,
plan
it's still
ever.
unknown to the extent to which the pilots were aware of this ruse. Perhaps they were in the dark just as much as the hijackers, or perhaps they were key coordinators of the plan themselves. Regardless, what we do know is that following the instructions that were received on frequency 121.5 megacycles, the pilots were able to safely direct Flight 351 back across the DMZ, eventually touching down at Gimpo International Airport in Seoul. That was the reason for the rudimentary map, because the Japanese authorities never planned for the pilots to use it at all. They were never going to Pyongyang.
This is
Now
wild.
the countdown was on. The hour was almost up. As the plane touched down on the runway, the South Korean airport officials were frantically putting the finishing touches on their makeshift renovation. You see, the final piece of the deception involved disguising Seoul's Gimpo airport to look like one in Pyongyang. They did this by covering up any South Korean related items and branding, and removing all South Korean flags, replacing them with North Korean flags.
How?
South Korean police
Did
were
they do
also
that
dressed
so
up in
quick?
communist uniforms and North Korean military attire, and random actors performing the role of the sympathetic public held up welcome signs in the hopes of putting the hijackers at ease. A crowd
How?
of girls from a nearby school was even cast to sing North Korean greeting songs to add as much authenticity as possible.
This is like the conclusion in a thriller movie or something.
Blasting over the loudspeakers, this is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, presided by the great leader Kim Il-sung. For those who are fighting against Japanese imperialism, we welcome you. The fake North Korean official approached the plane, greeting the hijackers with a megaphone.
Thanks for the gift sub, Jack.
A shuttle bus to take you, the revolutionary heroes, to meet the great leader and premier Kim Il-sung. The Japanese, American, and South Korean authorities, meanwhile, were waiting in the wings. Vice Minister Yamamura was ready. With the ramp stairs rolled up to the fuselage, the hijackers prepared to disembark. They were riding high. This was what they had been waiting for. After sacrificing everything to the cause, their moment had come. This was a revolutionary victory for the ages. One by one, they made their way to the exit. What they didn't know, though, was that their struggles were far from over. This was only the beginning.
What? How?
Now,
They caught
the
him.
rest of this incredible story will be covered in part 2.
Wait, how is
It will
there
be released
more?
on YouTube in a few weeks, so make sure
Few
your
weeks?
notifications
No!
turned on. But there's actually another video coming out even sooner that you can watch.
What the fuck?
prequel events. If you want to know all about what led up to the hijacking of Japan Airlines Flight 351, who the mastermind was, why Tamiya was never supposed to be the leader, how the Japanese authorities watched on as the hijackers boarded the plane in Tokyo's Haneda Airport, yep, they knew. Well, you can check out this special.
This is the
preview
craziest
video
story
exclusive
ever.
To Nebula. It'll be coming out in April. There's a whole story to be told before they even step foot on the plane. And well, you can also check out there what many are calling my best video ever, the shocking Chinese pork bun murders, my Nebula original show. But warning, it's terrifying.
Alright, I'm fucking excited for the rest of that. That is wild. What a story. Oh, I don't want to spoil anything, but I do want to look up the people. Thanks to the resub unit, decaf milk, and the prime Dante. I've never heard of this. I'm not getting any information other than I just want to see what the people look like. Oh, there's no pictures on here. Okay, I don't want to spoil anything. Pork Buns is not on YouTube. It's a Nebula original. That's what he just said. It's not on YouTube. Nebula is another service that he does exclusive content for. Can't watch it. Thanks to the Prime Kilroy and the resub Wordy. God, that was so good. Son of a bitch. What a story. You don't have Nebula? A, I don't have Nebula, and B, I couldn't watch Nebula on stream. That is like watching a Patreon exclusive thing on stream. You can't do that. Hey, I appreciate that, connoisseur. Thank you for the kind words. No, appreciate the bits, Red. No, I can't. It's called piracy. I can't buy it and then broadcast it for free. That would be me pirating the content. It's illegal. Just like I couldn't, like, broadcast the Logan or Jake Paul fight if I wanted to. It's illegal. Even if I bought it. Thanks to the resub Sing a Song. Mark McAnus in the Prime Garbage. I appreciate that. Thank you. And good luck on your project, Anus. Thanks to the resub Wheela. Oh, speaking of that fight, who won? Did Jake Paul beat Bin? Certainly hope not. That was tonight, right? It's tonight as in Saturday. I thought it already happened. Thanks to the Prime Hot App Bubba. Oh no, I couldn't do that, club. Thanks to the bits, Himiko. Yeah, Himiko, but it is accurate. When you type in Japan Airlines 351, the first thing it brings up is that they hijacked the plane using samurai swords and shit. So it is accurate. Thanks to the Tier 1 Captain Dish Soap. Look up when L. Ron Hubbard, Scientology founder and engineer from NASA, tried to summon the Antichrist with sex magic. Is that something I can look up on stream? Let me look it up over here. I don't see that video anywhere. Yeah, that didn't come up with anything. The Logan Paul versus Mayweather fight? Yeah, sure. Nothing that comes to mind right away, man. Doik. Let's give this a whirl.
This video is brought to you by Hunt a Killer. If you're like me, who enjoys...
I do like Hunt a Killer, but I'm really into this right now. I need another big story. Pretty sure I know at least the gist of this one.
A few months ago, I talked about an obscure missing kids show known as the Pink Morning Cartoon. At the time, there was very little known about the show, besides a few online threads and discussions. From the few clips that were available online, I found the series to be pretty unsettling, but also fascinating. And apparently I wasn't alone.
Just poorly produced.
A dedicated search team formed from the heels of that video in order to hopefully track down more information and episodes from this strange piece of lost media. So today, we'll be diving down this rabbit hole to see what was uncovered. This is the search for the Pink Morning
I refuse to believe you wear size 13 shoes, you hobbit. Whoa, I don't wear size 13. I wear size 10 to 11 depending on the fit. I have big feet, but not size 13. What the fuck? Yeah, so like the
Before we
hockey
move
skates, which are
forward,
like a really
I'd like
tight
to thank
fit.
the PMC search
Shit
team
like
for
that.
compiling this information for
But
me.
like my normal shoes are an
In
11.
this video, I will try to encompass what was given to me, as well as my own research. I was invited to their Discord a few times, and while I'd love to join, I'm always afraid I might derail the search with my presence. I always think it's best just to leave the investigators do their thing. Also, I'll be going off of the information from my last video, so check that out if you're not up to speed. But to summarize, on April 3rd, 2020, a post was made on the obscure media subreddit by a user known as Rubbed Lung about an anonymous bizarre public access morning kids show, later to be known as Pink Morning Cartoon. Let's have a look. This first video seems to be a clip taken from one of their episodes. We see a family entering a
yeah, happy family, Simpson style, let's go.
Katie, you do look kind of cute in that red hat. You look good in your hat.
Thanks to resub Wiggle.
They begin to look at the hats, and the hats begin to sing. A red hat, a blue hat, an old hat, a new hat. Try me, try me, try me, cried the hat.
Pretty shitty show.
Out Kate and Keith. They were moving all over the room. Blue hats, red hats, cowboy hats, dress-up hats. Every kind of hat.
They have fuck hats.
Everything. Try me, cried the hat. Help, get me. The space hat jumped off the shelf and he began to dance. The pirate hat jumped off the shelf.
It does look pretty good though.
The second
looks like a banger.
Is titled using a bunch of question marks, and is only a shorter, lower quality version of the first clip we saw, so we'll just skip it. By far the most well-known clip from the Pink Morning Cartoon is this final one, featuring a song known as Everything's Coming Up Spring.
What's it called, Red? And thank you for the fucking bits again, man. You don't have to apologize for anything. Thank you. What's the video called? Thanks to the gift sub Vital. Whoever's on the piano is killing it. This is very nice. I remember watching this.
Small
No,
bits
you
of
don't.
Information available
Don't lie.
was from what little online discussion there was, and from the uploader of these clips, Jankum Chick.
Thanks to the Prime Random.
He
Resub
claimed that he would
Justin.
see the show play in the early mornings of the 90s and 2000s. On Reddit, user Rubbed Lung stated that the show aired in Columbus, Ohio, and that it was a homemade religious show for children.
Thanks to the 5 gift subs, HL2, and resub
Some users
Stinky
from the
Pinky.
Lost Media Wiki
Thank you, HL2.
believe that the most likely
Appreciate
channels
it.
the show aired on were Channel 2 or Channel
So what's so
53.
special about this?
Besides that, no one seemed to know anything else about the show. There were no names attached to the program, no information about that creepy song. We didn't even know its official name. Pink Morning Cartoon
No, I don't mind it, crazy.
is simply what everyone referred to it as. It became a mystery, and for a while, it remained a mystery.
I made it. Thanks to the resub Timbo. Ooh.
Clearly, these clips are pretty unsettling, but also
Not
somewhat
really.
fascinating.
They're
And
not
I wasn't
unsettling.
alone on thinking that. The fact that they were uploaded years before the Reddit post made me believe that it was unlikely to be an ARG or a hoax. However, after my video came out, some people began to think that it was a hoax, or constructed by Jankum Chick himself.
Thanks to Tier 1 Swiggle
I thought
and
that
resub
could
Scott
be a
Steiner.
possibility, given that the fade in and fade out transitions seemed odd for a video that was supposedly not edited. Furthermore, others question how Jankum Chick obtained this footage. He claimed that
Thanks,
it was
resub
on
Bray.
an old VHS tape that he had, but how exactly? Were all 3 separate clips on a single VHS tape? Or was it originally one episode that Jankum did edit into 3 separate clips? Or perhaps they were from 3 separate VHS tapes? No one really
All
knew.
very interesting questions.
Others thought the VHS static and poor quality were manufactured
Thanks to Prime J.
or edited in. Finally, there were
5 gift subs
inconsistencies within
alone.
these tapes that others began to take note of.
Thank you, Alone.
How is it that Jankum Chick had 2 versions of the hat room scene, one with better quality than the other? Also, some of the transitions and scenes didn't match up, and even the audio was slightly off. Regardless, people began searching for more information about Pink Morning Cartoon, and much to my surprise, a lot was uncovered.
Thanks to Prime DV. And Middleman. So far, this isn't very interesting. It's just a dumb fucking animation.
One of the most captivating things about Pink Morning Cartoon is its song, Everything's Coming Up Spring. So it makes sense that the search began there. Some viewers claimed that the singer's voice sounded like Ron Brown, a
What?
ventriloquist from another religious public
What?
access show.
No chance.
Junction.
No one's gonna recognize that.
Well, it's time to go. Everything's coming up spring. That's right, Marty. You know,
Never mind, that's
I was
him.
just looking around
That
here.
was wrong.
Maybe I'll think of something I can talk to Jerry's dad about, but I was noticing all these flags here in Joy.
The only problem with this theory
Holy
is that
shit, Red.
in 2013, Ron was sentenced to 20 years in prison on CP charges. The whole story is pretty messed up and won't be
Oh.
detailed here. Needless to say, this was pretty much a dead end.
That's what Yasuke's about? There's an anime coming out
A
about
YouTube
that. I don't
channel
want to spoil
called
that yet,
The
Red.
Inspector
I'm really excited for that
posted
one.
this comment on the Everything's Coming Up Spring video. I'm pretty sure this isn't from public
I
access.
missed it? Oh,
but
shit,
from
sorry,
a
I was
religious
reading that.
satellite broadcast provider. No, 2013. The only problem with this theory is that in 2013, Ron was sentenced to 20 years in prison on CP charges.
Ah.
The whole story is pretty messed up and won't be detailed here. Needless to say, this was
Did Chris
pretty much a dead
Hansen
end.
bust him? He tracked him down through the
A YouTube
VHS
channel
tapes?
called The Inspector posted this comment on the Everything's Coming Up Spring video. I'm pretty sure this isn't from public access, but from a religious satellite broadcast provider known as Sky Angel.
Thanks, 3 sub
They're
116.
defunct now, but they have
Really
been
appreciate
going
it, Red.
since 1996. And I grew up with all these really obscure, low-budget Christian shows they aired. This was likely one of them. I don't think that's a tip that'll lead anywhere for anyone interested in mysteries, if you're here from Blame It on George. But that's just where I think
I thought it was
saw
Jorge. I didn't know it was
Though
Blame It
I
on
wouldn't be
George.
surprised if it was also on public access, because honestly, Sky Angel original programming did sometimes come from there, or at least look like it did. Try as I might, it's almost impossible to find most segments, especially from their kids channel. I'm shocked whenever I find anything at all that's been preserved. Later on, a 2002 promo for Sky Angel was found, and it contained a brief image of what appeared to be a show for children.
Whoa!
Some wondered if this was perhaps taken from Pink Morning Cartoon.
Thanks to the Bits 116.
Sky Angel operated a channel known as
The Prime
KTV,
Nova.
or Kids and Teen TV, so it made for a good starting point in the search. By looking through KTV's schedule at around the time Pink Morning Cartoon would have supposedly aired, a show known as Critter Time was found. Critter Time aired in the early mornings on KTV, and could explain all the animals seen in the Everything's Coming Up Spring video.
It does look
However,
like
searchers were
KTV,
also
I
able
guess.
to dig up the show's description, and it reads, for ages 4 to 11, Jenny K takes children on
shit.
adventures to visit exotic animals.
Red, thank you
Also
again, man.
features
Thank you for the
segments
10
on
gift
caring
subs.
for house
Appreciate
pets.
it. And you should
This
check out
didn't
the
seem to
anime
match
for that
up with
coming
the
out.
house room clip.
It's got a lot of hype. I'm
There
excited.
didn't appear to be a character named Jenny, and there was next to nothing about how to care for house pets. In fact, after looking through their archives, none of their shows had a description that matched Pink Morning Cartoon. So Sky Angel was quickly ruled out.
This really isn't a very interesting story. It's just a dumb fucking cartoon, or not cartoon,
It
animation.
was around this time
But
that
I'm
a
already
Facebook
too deep.
group
I'd like to see what the
dedicated to finding
conclusion
Pink
is.
Morning Cartoon was forming. The team decided to look through various different TV stations in Columbus, one of which being
Exit Prime Shamu.
WINJ-LP. This station was owned by a person named Ella Flowers, and is known for playing a variety of programs, such as old public domain movies, old cartoons, and current religious programs.
Maybe
What's interesting
Mandoid.
to note is that an old version of this article from 2005 says, "The station is notable for its erratic technical quality, which often imparts a bizarre, disjointed, and surreal texture to its programming." For whatever reason, this line was removed in future revisions of the article, but stood out to the
Wow.
search team nonetheless. Pink Morning Cartoon could definitely be described as bizarre, disjointed, and having erratic technical quality. Jankum Chick himself joined the Discord, adamantly believing in the show's existence. When questioned about how he obtained these clips, Jankum explained that he and his friend, Maria Ork, had a hobby of recording shows and making mixtapes out of them. Jankum planned on uploading more recordings, but he was out of town for the time being.
Thanks for the Prime.
His friend,
T-Mac.
however, uploaded this screenshot. This screenshot is of the credits from one of Pink Morning Cartoon's episodes. It's a little hard to read, but we can see that the music is credited to someone named Ella Flowers. If you recall, the station WINJ-LP was owned by Ella Flowers.
Oh my god, we got her!
Ella is a pastor and a
She created it!
singer-songwriter who actually narrated some of the kids' programming on that channel.
Thanks,
So,
Prime Burpus.
this seemed like a solid lead. All that was needed to
Thanks,
do now
Yas.
was to contact Ella in the hopes of uncovering more episodes.
But it turns out she's
If
become a
only it were that
demon.
simple. Searchers were quick to discover an obituary for
Ah.
Ella Flowers online. It notes that she passed away on July 17th, 2017.
Or that's what she wanted you to think. What actually happened is she put her soul into a cartoon.
As previously stated, one of the stations Ella owned was WINJ-LP, so perhaps looking through it would be our best bet.
Thanks to the bits Necro Peach.
By searching through
Resub Dimensional
WINJ-LP
Nova.
schedule at around the date and time Pink Morning Cartoon would have aired, a cartoon known as Kids Fun Festival stood out.
Yep,
With this
that's the one.
discovery, one of the admins from the Discord team was able to find an archived Columbus Dispatch article from 1999. The article states, "During the day, programming includes Kids Club,
Thanks
a
to
mission
resub.
for Ella Flowers.
Bahivara.
Recently she has worked late into the night, and sometimes all night, on a cartoon for the show. Toiling at a bank of computers across from a fish tank in her living room, she remembers stories from her childhood and adapts them for Kate and Jeannie Jokers." Do those names ring a bell to you?
They do! Kate and Jeannie were in the
If you
first
remember,
episode.
The kids in the Pink Morning Cartoon clip are named Kate and Jean.
Baby, you do look kind of cute in that red hat. You look good in your hat, too, Jean.
This not only confirms the validity of this show, but also that the real name of Pink Morning Cartoon is actually the TV8 Kids Fun Fest.
It is
For
fun.
whatever reason,
It is
the
pretty
article
fun.
called it Kids Club, but the team later learned of its full name. Unfortunately, the Central Ohio Association OF Christian Broadcasters, which bought
So what the
WING
fuck
station,
is the point of
now
this
known as
whole
WGCT,
journey? What's
did
the
not
what's
retain
the
any old
goal?
programming from WINJ.
Like, what are they trying to accomplish? Like, I don't see the point. This whole thing
Despite
is just
another
lacking
dead
a
end,
purpose.
The search was at an all-time high. Through Ella's obituary and the
Just
archived
learning more
Columbus
about
Dispatch
it?
article,
Hmm.
more leads and contact information was gathered. It seemed like more episodes of the TV8's Kids Fun Festival was close to being found. Contact was made with Ella Flowers' daughter, Angela Francis. After being shown
We
the
got her.
Everyday's Coming Up Spring video, Angela said, "Yes, that was my mom. Do you know any others? This is wonderful."
Oh, that's cute.
After being asked if there were any more recordings available, she replied, "They've been missing ever since my mother passed. But thank you, it means so much." My mother wrote and did the animation for these as well as the editing. It was called the TV8 Kids Fun Fest. Unknown amount of episodes. My mom worked constantly on these.
Aww.
Maya hosted the show.
How wholesome.
Kids loved it. Moreover, an interview was conducted with Ellis's granddaughter, Samantha, who joined the Discord server. The interview is
Jesus,
quite
okay.
long, so I'll be showing the most important bits here. Do you think it's likely tapes exist? They definitely do. She had many shelves full of tapes. I know of 10 different ones off the top of my head. My favorite one she kept
Maybe
making for me was The Adventures of Kate and Jean Joker. You have no idea how far we've searched for this thing. Do you know where the tapes are? Unfortunately, when I talked to my mom about an hour ago,
why can't these people find my old fucking YouTube videos?
And then got trashed
My anime
and
music
possibly
videos.
destroyed out of spite by said cousin.
Found a fucking
They were her
1990s
pride
cartoon,
and
but
joy,
can't find a
and that was
goddamn
big
Bleach
hurt.
AMV I made.
Is there a way there's a backup? Well, it was the 90s, and I'm pretty sure it would have been on a floppy disk with the original designs and such. And the VHS, that's it. Do you know the cousin who stole the tapes? Yes, but no one has talked to him in a while. I'm not even sure if anyone knows where he is. Do you remember any of Ella's other shows? All I can remember was The Adventures of Kate and Jean Joker. That was my favorite of hers, and I know she made at least 4 or 5 different shorts of full stories.
It's not a
of them.
90s AMV, I made it in 2008.
Throughout
Or
their conversation,
2007.
it was clear that the searchers wanted to remain as
Maybe
respectful as
2006.
possible to Ella's memory. Are you surprised
That
of
was
the
probably
major
07.
attention towards your grandmother and her show? Yes. You know when you're a kid and you kinda don't expect these things? I just remember as a kid, sitting there with her, watching her make them, and laughing and having fun.
That's very wholesome.
And now to see this as a big thing.
That, I mean, it wasn't the most fulfilling adventure. It was, here's a weird cartoon, let's find its name, and we did. Really about it. I wasn't too big of a fan of that one, to be honest, but I had already committed. Might as well finish it. Most things we watch are like this. Not in this category. What are you talking about? When we watch like a full video essay, they always have like a driving story or like theme with a goal. So for example, the one we just watched, Kento Binto, recalling the story of an an airplane hijacking, and going through exactly the history of it as well as like an entire story being told around it. This is, here's the tape, and here's what a Discord server did to find its name. I think it's very different. I mean, good work for finding it. Took a lot of effort. I just don't really see why. Thanks to the bits Naruto and King of Flame. Alistair Crowley, Great Beast 666. This. Thanks to the Prime Annex. Thanks to the 10, Gomez. I'm sure, maybe. Thanks to the Prime Club. Hey, can you just give me a little about this before I don't want to watch just another one about nothing. Thanks to the Prime Silver. He was a mystic. He is the Satanist. Thanks for the gift sub sprinkle. Alright, I'll let it ride for a minute.
Aleister Crowley may just be one of the most interesting men who ever lived. He was a
That's a bold
self-proclaimed
claim.
magician, scholar, writer, and even an undercover spy. He was known as the Great Beast 666 because some believe that he was the Antichrist written about in the Book of Revelation. Others believe
Was he?
that he was a genius and a visionary, and that the world would not be the same if it wasn't for his teachings. Well, today we're going to talk about the life of this legendary figure, and you yourself can decide if he truly was
I don't know
the
about that,
wickedest
Wyatt.
man alive.
Didn't this guy write a few books?
In
I don't know.
1875, Aleister Crowley was born in Warwickshire, England, to two extremely religious parents. His grandfather had
Thanks
a
to 5 gift
successful
subs again,
distillery
HL2.
business,
Appreciate it, man.
yet his father
Thank
never
you.
wanted to spend any of the money because he believed drunkenness was a sin. He became a preacher instead and passionately evangelized the teachings of a fundamentalist Christian group called the Plymouth Brethren. They
That
taught
sounds
young Edward to
intimidating.
live life as simply as possible, and that men, they only existed in order to serve God. Any form of excess, whether it was spending money, dressing in nice clothes,
I have seen
or
that, actually,
eating
Nicholas.
more than was absolutely necessary, was considered a sin, and the temptation to indulge in anything was seen as the work of the devil. When he was very young, Edward looked up to his father and wanted to become a preacher just like him. He obeyed his parents'
Good
every
man.
demand, and instead of going outside to play with the other children, he instead studied the
Yep,
Bible.
I know it, Plant Lady.
As you
I'm
might
happy to
imagine,
see it.
this did not make him a very popular boy in school, and he was bullied mercilessly by the other children. His father, he died of tongue cancer when he was only 11, and he was left in the care of his overzealous mother. Living under such harsh conditions on a daily basis made Edward very sick. The doctors said that he was so weak he would die within just a few months if no changes were made. Thankfully, his uncle stepped in and suggested that maybe the boy needed to live in the countryside. Edward moved in with his uncle and began mountain climbing and running through the forest where he breathed fresh air. His uncle allowed him to have fun, which was
Oh,
a concept
boy.
that had been completely foreign to him
Yep.
until that point.
Fun
He
is a
was brought into
sin.
pubs and let him
I
drink
see where this is
underage,
going.
paid for a prostitute
He's
so
fucked.
that he could lose his virginity at the age of 15. After all, the doctors said that he might die soon, so his uncle wanted him to experience as much fun as possible
Whoa.
with the time he had left. His health, though, it fully recovered, and he was sent back to live with his mother. But Edward had changed in his time away, and he was now in full-blown teenage rebellion. He knew that the Plymouth Brethren were to blame for his
Happy
sickly
birthday,
childhood,
Myra.
and he rejected all of their religious teachings. He no longer wanted to be a preacher, and he wanted the free will to make his own life choices. He hated the idea that nearly everything that made people happy was considered to be a sin. His mother was shocked that her obedient son had changed so much in his time away, and said that he'd become the beast from the Book of Revelation. After arguing with her, he
Awfully
decided
bold.
that if he needed to commune with the devil in order to live his life according to his own rules, well, so be it. He would become the beast that his mother said he was. One of the first wicked things he did was have sex with the maid on his mother's bed, just to spite her. When she found out, she fired the maid immediately, and the poor girl's reputation was ruined to the point where she could no longer work.
Kind of a
The
power
maid was
move, though,
forced into
so good
prostitution,
work.
and Crowley claimed that she became Jack the Ripper's first victim. He even
What?
said that he knew the Ripper personally and that he was an occultist. Later, he would write about his formative years. I was in the
Okay,
death
this is
struggle
all
with
over the
self.
place.
God and Satan fought for my soul those long 3 hours. God conquered. Now I have only one doubt left. Which of the twain was God?
Alright, I need to pee. This is a lot to absorb here. I'm not super invested in the story at the moment. Does it get, like, wild or something? Because I'm not, like, real into it yet. Let me just look at a brief overview of this guy. Because I've never heard of him, and I'm big into this kind of shit. I love reading about these. But this may have been before I started looking into it, because this is in the 1800s. He died in 1947. And he looked like Kingpin when he died. This is a lot of information about this guy. Wow. This guy's huge. How have I never heard of him? He's basic bitch occultism, but it seems like he was the first occultist. He wrote the Satanic Bible, did he? Well, don't spoil the surprise, I suppose. I still need to pee and fill up this water though, so I'm gonna go do that. Be right back. Thanks to the subjective Jackrabbit in Tesnosis. I'm back, team. Here's a 5 gift subs, Kane. Oh, I see it. I just saw it, Red. Thomas Cochran. The name sounds really familiar. Holy shit. Is there a shorter breakdown of this man's life? Oh, here, this one's 12 minutes. Let me give this another whirl.
When Crowley
Thanks to
graduated
Prime,
high
read
school,
and
he was
resub
sent away to
Nep.
Cambridge, where he introduced himself to his new classmates as Alistair Crowley. He joined the
Oh,
chess
nice,
club and was
Nauseous.
able to win several competitions. In 1898, when Alistair was 22 years old, he fell in love with a fellow classmate, Herbert Jerome Pollitt. Very few people in the school knew that Herbert had an alter ego dressing in drag in private nightclubs as Diane de Rougy. Crowley wrote love poems about Herbert, and they are filled with anguish about his wish to be with him. Clearly, his bisexuality was even more motivation to reject Christianity. In the
I
eyes
did
of
not
the
know that
church,
came on, but it
his
makes
love for
sense.
Herbert was considered to be an abomination. After graduating from university, Alistair inherited the Crowley family fortune and he could finally do whatever he wanted. He began to hire female prostitutes nearly every day and he bought books on the occult. He was writing dirty poetry and publishing them overseas under a pen name. When he was in his early 20s, he found out that he was not alone in his fascination with the occult and the possibility that magic could be real. He joined a group of aspiring
magic
wizards
is
called
real.
the Order of the Golden Dawn, which had famous members like
Hey,
poet William
that's,
Butler Yeats and
Black-
Bram
well,
Stoker, the author of Dracula. They
what
claimed
show
that
is
they had
that?
translated ancient Egyptian texts, old
It's not Black
grimoires filled
Clover.
with
What
ancient
is it?
spells, and Jewish mysticism from the Kabbalah.
Is it Black
They
Clover?
believed that they could perform real magic, communicate with
It is Black
angels,
Clover?
and
Okay.
get to know their inner soul. When he showed up to his first meeting of the Order of the Golden Dawn, Crowley was wearing a disguise and introduced himself as Count Vladimir Svarev. He was still afraid that his family would find out that he was dabbling in the occult, and he did not want to ruin his reputation. No one was convinced of his costume, though, because he was a baby-faced youth wearing a false mustache and speaking in a terrible Russian accent. Later on in life, Alistair Crowley
He
actually
looks-
became a secret agent for the
looks
British
like a
government during World War
fucking
I
monster.
because he claimed that he had successfully infiltrated a secret society. Now, technically that's true, but the result of his spy career was probably more along the lines of the Pink Panther rather than James Bond. After he felt comfortable knowing that the Golden Dawn took privacy very seriously, Crowley admitted to his true identity. Unfortunately, it already started things off on the wrong foot, and some people in the group found it
Well, I
hard
don't know
to
about
trust
that.
him.
I don't know
Despite
about a
this
full
initial
documentary,
deception,
Daniel.
Crowley took their teachings very seriously, and he was able to quickly move on through the lessons. The Golden Dawn wanted its new members to be
I'm
able
not
to get
really
in touch
interested
with
in
their
this
inner
right
soul
now, man.
before they were taught real
This one
magic.
doesn't seem
This was
super
accomplished
cool.
through a lot of discussions of philosophy, yoga, meditation, and mantras.
Thanks to
They
Tier
would
1
write down their
Condor.
dreams in daily journals and interpret what they meant about their inner selves. However, there were some
Reset
spells that they
Macho.
performed on a daily basis because they truly believed that they could summon angels to their aid. The lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram goes like this. In the name of God, the God of Israel, may Michael be at my right hand, Gabriel at my left, Uriel before me, Raphael behind me, and above my head. The presence of God.
Damn,
Crowley
he's summoning
believed
the
so
whole
strongly in
crew.
the supernatural,
Jesus.
but he claimed that these were the early stages of a magical journey which would get him in touch with his guardian angel. He openly talked about his desire to call upon demons and the ancient gods. He incorporated psychedelic
Okay, Red
drugs
Bull,
into
I'll
his
give it a
routines because
bit
he
of it then.
believed that it intensified his spiritual experiences. This was all genuinely concerning to the rest of the Golden Dawn. Many of them were teetotaling aristocrats who felt that his ideas were radical, if not downright terrifying.
Watch that one,
The
Keyhard,
members
it's a good
did
video.
not want Crowley to rise in the ranks of the society because he was clearly interested in black magic, and they believed that he would use his powers for evil. There was a strict rule that no one could pay one another to teach them magic, but he managed to
Thanks to
convince
Prime
one of the
Broomstick
members
and the
to
5
teach him
gift subs
higher
Reed.
levels of spells
Thank
in
you, Reed.
exchange for free rent. In his books, Alistair Crowley casually mentions walking in on
Did
his
he ever
own
learn
days as he was
spatial
levitating,
magic?
as if this was
I don't think
totally
so.
normal among the members of the Golden Dawn. In 1899, when he was just 24 years old, Alistair Crowley bought a mansion on the shores of Loch Ness in Scotland called Boleskine House, just so he could perform a spell called the Abramelin Ceremony. However, nothing actually happened. He never saw
I
any
can't believe
angels or
that.
demons, no matter how hard he tried. Apparently, he grew tired of doing this ritual every single day without seeing any results, so he wandered off to do something else. Rumors spread that since he failed to finish the ceremony, this unlocked the gates of hell. Years later, Jimmy Page, the lead guitarist of Led Zeppelin,
Whoa,
purchased
here we
Crowley's
go.
home on Loch Ness.
Oh.
He claims that the house was truly haunted by Crowley's demons.
Alright, I gotta be... This is not very interesting. This is... I guess, like, he's, like, the founder of occultism and shit, but this is just not very interesting. Thanks for the gift sub, Joey. It gets better 3/4 in. I'm 8 minutes into a 17-minute video. We're almost halfway, and so far the story's been real basic. The only interesting part was that he was a spy for a minute, but he just said he was a shitty spy. Here's the prime mold enough in the chicken tindies. Skip to 3/4 then. Okay, what chapter?
Marriage with Rose, it fell apart after the death of their first daughter when she was only 2 years old. Even though they had a second daughter together named Lola Zaza, it was clear that they were no longer in love, and Rose fell into a deep depression. They got a divorce in 1909 based on his own adultery, and just 2 years later he had to put her in an asylum for having neurological damage from her alcoholism. This tended to be...
Yeah, alcoholism will do that to you.
People who even attempted to have a personal relationship with Crowley ended up having their lives completely ruined. It's sort of a chicken or egg scenario. Did his belief in the occult attract mentally unstable people into his life, or was his wickedness enough to drive people insane? Crowley was not very interested in being a father, so he left his daughter in the care of boarding schools and nannies. He started his own cult called...
Well, that looks cool.
He taught the Book of the Law like it was the Bible. He started a commune in a villa in Italy.
Yeah, his mom's like pantyhose pajamas on. That's pretty
was
cool.
encouraged to do whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted. They took drugs, they had orgies together, and children were running around the grounds naked. One of the rooms in the villa was called the Nightmare Room, where Crowley painted
now it's interesting. Now this is pretty fucking weird.
His followers to take LSD and stare at the frightening images until they completely lost fear of anything. The neighbors were shocked, and even to this very day, the locals say that the place is haunted by a curse. Rumor has it that the rituals became more and more intense, to the point where they even participated in bestiality and animal sacrifice. One of Alistair's lovers, a woman named Leah...
That's the only way to get close to God, though.
She went straight to the British press after she stated that one of the followers died after drinking the blood of a cat. The Italian authorities, they came in and forced the group out of the house and banned them from ever returning. The Abbey of Thelema is still abandoned to this very day, and as we said, people believe it's haunted. Aleister Crowley, he visited the United States to spread his message, and he inspired several people to practice the occult as well, including rocket scientist Jack Parsons and the founder of Scientology.
Yeah!
He taught them how to perform sex magic, which was the belief that in the moment of orgasm, their intentions could be heard by the universe.
So this is how L.
Unfortunately for
Ron
Crowley,
Hubbard
all of the
found
drugs and sex
Scientology.
eventually caught up with him. He became a full-on heroin addict, and he lost a tremendous amount of weight. In the 1930s, a journalist labeled Aleister Crowley as
He also looks
Black
very
Magician.
young.
After years of running cults and buying properties all over the world, his inheritance, it had finally run dry. He was living alone in a boarding house, doing whatever he could to get his fix and stay alive. He decided to sue the journalist for libel, even though he had called himself a magician and
Thanks
a
to Tier
beast
1,
in
stay
his own
salty.
books. He lost the case, of course, and he had to endure public humiliation. Many people never saw him in London again, so they spread a rumour that he had died from a drug overdose, all alone in his boarding house. They felt that this would be a fitting end to such...
Yeah, he looks like
man.
Kingpin. I
But
saw
in
this
reality,
picture.
Fate gave him a second chance at life. A young woman named Deirdre McClellan approached Aleister Crowley after the trial was over. She said that she had read all of his books and was a huge fan, and
Thanks,
she
Resub Nano.
wanted to have a child. Now, this level of admiration, pretty much creepy enough for most celebrities to run in the opposite direction, but Aleister Crowley, he was so desperate that he agreed to go home with a stranger. McClellan helped him get clean from drugs, and she stayed with him through the worst of his
He looks
withdrawal.
healthy.
After he was healthy again, they had a son together who was named Aleister Ataturk Crowley. Little Aleister was Crowley's pride and joy, and he felt a lot of regret for the way that he'd acted in his younger years. After living his entire life trying to prove that people should be as selfish as they could possibly be, he finally realized that true happiness...
So then he
and
has like a
fulfillment
happy
came
ending?
from
What is the...
family.
What is the
They lived in a house
conclusion?
in Cornwall, where they spent their summers on the beach. According to Deirdre McClellan, Aleister Crowley slipped into a coma just before he died. The sky lit up in a cacophony of thunder.
I thought it was going to be like
the
a
gods came to
cascade of like
soul.
satanic
He
shit,
died in
but I guess not.
1947 at 72 years old. In reality, he died of chronic bronchitis aggravated by pleurisy and myocardial degeneration. His funeral was held at Brighton Crematorium, and about a dozen people attended, and Lewis Wilkinson read excerpts from the Gnostic Mass, the Book of the Law, and Hymn to Pan. The funeral generated controversy and was labeled a black mass by the tabloids.
He's a big
Years
tier
after
3,
his
the
death,
one and only
artists and
goldfish.
musicians from all over the
Resub
world
TED
started
Talks.
to read Aleister Crowley's
I
work,
appreciate
and
the huge
it
tier 3
inspired
goldfish.
them to live their lives in the way that they wanted. Hippies based their free love movement on his writings, and even John Lennon considered him to be a hero, putting him on the cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club. His motto of "Do What Thou Wilt" was inscribed on the vinyl of Led Zeppelin's album, Led Zeppelin III. David Bowie made reference to Crowley in the lyrics of his song Quicksand. His life was filled with outrageous claims, and without his attempts to shake up proper Victorian society, the world we live in today just may not have been the same without Aleister Crowley. So I sure hope you found that video interesting. Bit of
I didn't find that guy very wild or wacky. That was like the most bare bones occult shit. I did skip one section. Maybe that was a good one. But chat said 3/4 in, so. Yeah. I don't think Aleister Crowley's all that cool. But maybe this glossed over the cooler aspects, like that spy thing I think could have been really interesting if there's like any stories in there, but... He inspired the hippie movement. Yeah, but that in and of itself isn't, like, fun to learn about. Like, I wouldn't care to learn about the fucking guy who found or invented the first gun. That's not really a fun story. Like, he just did basic stuff. Had a shit childhood, then got into the occult. I like the wackier stories, like the guy who fucked the crew that fucking hijacked the airplane using samurai swords to try and fly it to Cuba. And then ended up trying to fly it to North Korea. Stuff like that. That's a lot more fun. The goofy history, not just like actual history. So is this actual history or is this a goofball? I'm not watching this whole thing. No fucking chance.
Sometimes the life of a single man can be
Not sure,
utterly
Raven.
extraordinary. Such is the case of a certain 19th century
No, I don't
Scottish
know that one,
madman
Trippy.
whose daring exploits played a crucial role in defeating Napoleon, but also made him a revolutionary war hero in Chile, Peru and Brazil. Yet also a man whose utter stubbornness made him the enemy of every superior officer he ever served
He
under.
looks like a real
Welcome
sensitive
to our
pussy.
documentary on Lord Thomas
Not even a
Cochrane,
beard.
the single most insane sea captain of the Age of Sail. The sponsor of today's video is Sleep Theory,
Nice.
a free-to-download Android and iOS app that can help you develop regular sleep habits and devices to work. Take care again. For the pinned comment. Sweet dreams. Thomas Cochrane was born in 1775
Not sure, Kai Hart.
in Ansfield, Scotland, to Anna Cochrane and the 9th Earl of Dundonald, Archibald Cochrane. The Cochranes were the direct descendants of a lowland Scottish clan, whose origins are traced to a Viking warrior from around the 9th century, and the name itself is derived from an old Gaelic portmanteau meaning
I like the
order
art.
of battle. The Cochranes had a long history of military service to the British Empire. Members of the clan had fought and died in the War of Spanish Succession, served as loyalists during the Jacobite Rebellion, and even partook in the French and Indian
Yeah, we'll
Wars
do
in the New
the Melody
World,
Sheep one
and
another
the family
time.
was affectionately nicknamed the Fighting Cochranes. From a
Yeah,
young age,
John McAfee's
Thomas
story is
wished
incredible.
to add to the Cochranes' fighting legacy by joining the Navy. But against his wishes, his father had him enlisted in the 104th Regiment of the King's Army. The young Scot hated army life, particularly the rigid dress code, stating this in his autobiography: "My hair, cherished with boyish pride, was plastered
Thanks for
back
5
with
gift
a vile
subs, Ara
composition
Sensei.
of candle grease and flour.
Thank you, Ara Sensei,
My
I
neck,
appreciate it.
from childhood open to the lowland breeze, was cased in an inflexible leathern collar." Cochrane fled back to his father, begging him to send him to sea rather than spend one more day in the army. This was the first time Cochrane showed defiance in the face of authority, and it would become
It's not
a
really
theme for the
defiance
rest
if he's
of his
just
life.
begging.
On July 28, 1793, Thomas Cochrane entered the Royal Navy as a midshipman.
God damn, Red.
It was a position that
You
he
get
earned
25 gift subs
largely due
again,
to
bro.
his
Thank
family's
you.
influence.
Appreciate
At
it.
17, he was a few years older than most other
Thank you,
midshipmen.
huge 25, man.
Nevertheless, he made the most of his late start, eagerly learning every intricacy of naval
Thanks,
life,
Yusuf Dale.
impressing his superiors with his natural leadership abilities and voracious curiosity. Cochrane had joined the Royal Navy when trouble was brewing on the continent. The French king
Hey,
Louis
Ben
XVI
Frank.
had recently lost during the Revolution,
Oh, no.
and the newly established French Republic had declared war upon monarchies of Europe that would seek to reimpose a king on them. Thus, much of Cochrane's naval
History is
career
not
was
real.
defined by
I do
war
wonder
with
how
French
much of
and their
history can be
Spanish
trusted.
allies. Cochrane spent
Because if I was
much of his
alive back
first
then,
2
I
years
would
of
totally
service
have
on
them
the
making
38th
fanfic
gun
about my
frigate
shit.
HMS Thetis, where he was promoted to acting lieutenant. Thetis was active on the eastern seaboard of the United States, seizing American merchant ships bound for French harbors.
Thanks to resub
After
Bug
4
and
years
Travis.
in North America on various
And No More
vessels,
Summers.
Cochrane returned to Britain in 1798. By then, the European war front had become more dire.
Hardly any of it is real, I
An
bet.
artillery officer by the name of Napoleon Bonaparte
Who knows?
had risen through the smoke and blood of the
You just have
revolution
to
become
assume
a general
it's true.
devastating the British allies. Bonaparte had his eyes set upon an invasion of Britain itself, and the only thing standing in his way was the Royal Navy's dominance at sea. Meanwhile, other big names among British seamen were making names for themselves, as Britain was still
Thanks,
celebrating
Rad Unicorn.
Horatio Nelson's victory over the French at the Battle of the Nile.
Yeah, this is like
This
actual
only
history
further
class.
invigorated the fighting Scot to seek out
Then again, so was the
glory.
last one.
Luckily, Cochrane's connections in the Scottish
They're both very much
aristocracy
like
managed to
actual
get him
history.
appointed as an 8th lieutenant.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, Red. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. Yeah, I'm very familiar with Chubby Emu's channel. Thanks for resub Stylo. And the gift sub Osprey. I watched the Treadmill Demolition Derby. It was on the front page of Reddit. Means everyone in the world's seen it now. Japan's king of carp breeds $1 million koi fish. That sounds fucking awesome. Thanks to the resub. Criminal kid in the prime turkey legs. No worries at all, Red. Yeah, and that makes sense. Extremely passionate about what they do. Very dissimilar from over here, where everyone fucking hates their shit. Thanks to Tier 1 Funk VC. Turning Robin Reliant into Space Shuttle. Okay. Don't know what that means. So Top Gear? Don't really want to watch 9 minutes of it, but they launch a fucking rocket. How about this? Just a montage.
And now, great moments in Top Gear history.
Even after all these years, my favourite is still the Rocket Robin that me and Hammond built.
What occurs
Thanks,
to me
Risa
now
Boston.
is the list of things to go wrong is enormous.
It's not going to work.
It's got to work. We're quite a long way into it.
Should we go over and help?
I think not.
Thanks to resub King Austin.
Fantastic moment.
I'm assuming they had actual rocket scientists for this.
Separation of all the stages of the rocket. The first one's worked beautifully. The second one didn't.
Separate!
I think it was Kennedy who said,
Oh, fuck.
"He who dares to fail miserably can achieve greatly." We nearly failed miserably. It
That seems like it could have gone a lot
explains
worse.
why Britain doesn't have a space program.
For more great moments, watch Top Gear Mondays at 8:30 on the
Really cool idea, but that could have gone fucking horrible. Is that so, Seaman? And yes, I'm familiar with Channel 5, of course. That is terrible. That is a horrible story, Seenan. I'm not too familiar with that base. And yeah, Rip, I'm familiar. I watched that. Alright, I'm actually going to call it a night, to be honest. Thanks everyone for tuning in. To everyone who donated, big thank you. New subs, welcome aboard. Sub means a lot, so thanks for subbing. I appreciate the generosity. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks to Resub Noah. Who's streaming? Yeah, it's been a while since I tossed you to Dankin. I'll toss you to Dankin tonight. Thanks again, everyone, and have a great night. Take it easy. See ya.